Greetings, one and all, to this week's episode of 10 o'clock. I have forgotten to start the footage, but fear not, for it takes nothing at all. There we go. So I'm Xeno. This is MDRLOz. He is out to murder everything, and we're here to talk about Warframe. But as we start every week, we shall start with Emblems.
Yay! Mine wins.
Why does yours win?
What the hell is yours?
Amazing Incarnate.
No.
What the hell's yours? Yours is just like the GDI logo with the upside down V.
Look,
Turn V.
it's true. It's not the 90s anymore. You can't try and win with a flash animation where somebody has used MS Paint to put thunderbolts.
I'm sorry. This coming from the man that advocates MS Paint for like every option.
Yeah.
Look at how clean the cutout around the head is.
Look at my GDI logo.
GDI.
Yeah.
You know, from Tiberian Sun.
Yep. Photoshop too much. Turn to MS Paint.
Yeah, that's what mine is. And you're saying that.
Yeah. Yes, but I don't then go and use it to make 90s flash animations with it.
It's not a flash animation. It's just a bitmap.
I swear I can see. Yeah, it probably is a bitmap. Theory. No, yours doesn't win. Look at what is that? What is that?
It's pure memeness.
No. What's the meme? Okay, fine. If you can tell me,
are you looking at it?
I'm trying.
That's the meme. Look at it.
Explain to me, what are those letters about then? Come on.
Total Pwn Magnet. There you go.
You think it's an M?
That is an M.
Could be a H.
It's an M.
H.
It's an M.
H.
It's an M.
Right, TPM. What's TPM mean?
I just told you. Total Pwn Magnet.
No.
Yeah. TPM.
No.
Totally.
No. No.
Yeah.
But if you at home would like to prove Xeno wrong by choosing the correct emblem, what I suggest you do is you go into the description of this video where you will find a link to a Google page. In that page, you will have the two. Sorry, that's right. Wait, where'd they go? The two emblems that were just shown to you on the screen. Please pick correctly by picking the non-MS Paint fail flash 90s animation.
However, Loz is just like he's a glyph snob. There we go. He's just like it can't be such.
No, I'm a meme connoisseur and a meme farmer, and I farm only the most high quality of memes.
Yeah, but sometimes if you have steak too much, like you lose the sense of flavor with steak. Sometimes you just gotta have a hamburger. Sometimes you just gotta go Mackie D's. Right? I'm giving you your Mackie D's right now. You need your Mackie D's.
When was the last time you went to McDonald's, True?
Oh, fuck. I don't know. When I was 11.
Your argument is invalid, seeing as you're now three ages of the sun. Anyway. Though, people at home, if you also would like to be in the chance to win 75 Platinum, then what I suggest you is, while on this page, the most important thing is you click that my emblem's the better one because he's wrong. But fill in the rest of the page, which includes information such as the platform you wish to play and would like to win some platinum on, along with your in-game, so that again, in-game Warframe alias. Please put that in correctly, and you will be in of a chance to win 75 platinum for your platform that you're playing on. So we give out four gifts. That's one for PC, one for PlayStation, one for Xbox, and one for Switch. So do fill in that form correctly. I know I'm repeating myself, but that's only because we get so many entries where people don't fill it in. And do you know what happens? What happens when people don't fill in the form correctly, No one
wins.
No. Neff wins. You don't want to let Neff win. Never let Neff win, because then we give the platinum unto the void.
Yeah.
So still, fill in the form below. Go in the description, find the link, fill in the form correctly, and you will be in of a chance to win 75 platinum to your account for free from DE. Straight to your account. There you
go. Where'd you get it from?
The link in the description below.
And who gives it to you?
DE.
And what do you have to do?
Fill in the form correctly, including your in-game alias spelt correctly as it is in-game, and choose your platform of choice. which you play on, that account is on.
Cool. But what if I spell my name wrong?
Then we give unto the void.
Oh.
Do you give unto the void?
Where do I find the link?
What comes after this? There's a section. Is he just stalling to get Dojo Dusting?
No, we're moving on to
I think
Dojo
he's
Dusting.
stalling. I mean, there's not going to be anything useful in Dojo Dusting. Don't.
No,
don't
genuinely there is, right? So in this is the last week. So on Friday the 28th.
That's it. There's no more weeks after this.
I mean, to be fair,
you could have told me earlier. It's already Friday. I mean, what? I've got 2 days left, and that's it.
Yeah, clearly. Right. So listen.
Tell me.
Right. So on Friday the 28th of did you say you're gonna rob a bank?
Oh, I would have.
Okay. Right. On Friday the 28th, the Twitter contact.
Oh, next week's the last week then.
Oh,
okay.
For fuck's sake.
Yes.
The Revenant Prime Access giveaway concludes on Friday the 28th. So make sure you get your entry in before Friday the 28th, when I will then pick a winner at random. And we'll then proceed to contact them via Twitter. There have been a number of instances where people just they follow through the steps and then proceed to unfollow me. And then oh, look, they are no longer eligible to enter. Oh, well.
So, just to reclassify this for people who have no idea what you're talking about, as you didn't introduce it at all, if you would like to be in a chance to win yourself a maximum tier current Prime Access, then what do I have to do to win it?
That's macabre.
What do I have to do?
You have to go into the description below, and you have to find the tweet, and then.
So there's a link in the description below.
Yeah, of course.
And I
just said there was a link in the description below, and you just ignored me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So you just got to go in the link in the description.
But is this again one for each platform, or one between
just
all
one,
platforms?
Just one.
Just one.
Just one.
So
when the winner's picked, I will be contacting you via Twitter direct messages.
Has anyone replied back and been super excited when you told them?
Yes, actually. Yeah.
Really?
I was the last person, and they were like, thank you so much for running the competition and everything. I was like, oh, that really made my day, because the number of times I've done it and people are just really fucking snide, and it's just give it to me, give it to me now. I haven't had it yet. I haven't asked you for your details yet. I have to send those on first.
Wow.
It has happened. But
I was gonna say you should showcase them, but now I don't want to see them because I'll be sad.
No, but the last one was super nice. So yeah,
good.
Right. Okay. So moving on, we've also got some platinum giveaways. So for PC, we have Portal Puma. For PlayStation,
sorry. You said we've got some platinum giveaways. Now we've got some platinum winners. Winners of the previous platinum giveaway.
Yeah, that we're giving platinum away to.
You just said we've got some platinum giveaways.
Shit. Yes. We've got some platinum winners for the current giveaway. There you go. We've got some platinum giveaways. So PC, we've got Paul Boomer. PlayStation, we have Code Ma. Xbox One, we have TD Stranger 101. Loz, improv. You gotta roll with it. Accept your mistake and keep going. Yes, and no buts. Anyway, and then Nintendo, Tucker wins. Tucker always wins. Tucker always wins. Apart from when Nick Knight steals it. But yeah.
That's just Tucker wins his second account from an alternative dimension.
Right, okay.
He realized he would have to do this so he could cultivate enough platinum before the eventual cross-play destruction probably removes our ability to give out platinum in such a way.
Yeah. Right. Okay. And that is it for Dojo. Oh no! One more point of Dojo Dusting. There will not be an episode the Monday, the 7th of November. Basically, I got to do a work thing, and I'm not going to be back until effectively the Sunday. So if there's any major news or anything like that, we might do a mini episode midweek, but otherwise there's no episode planned for...
From 8 years of following Warframe content, though, the likelihood of this happening is slim to none. So we're very sorry that there won't be a regularly scheduled episode in which we mumble on about whatever we find while looking up Reddit or the forums. But Xeno is super busy that week, and so it just happens, and then we'll be back to our regularly scheduled every week as normal.
Yeah.
I think out of 8 years, we've missed a grand total of maybe like 7 weeks.
Well, that's impressive considering we've been doing it for 9 years.
Wow.
I
remember the first year we missed
our
one.
10th year.
Don't say that. Don't say that, because then 2 years later, if we're still doing it, it'll be a third of my life. Oh no, but it won't be by then, will it? No, sorry. No. Yeah, 3 years, I think. Yeah, in 3 years' time, it'll be a third. 3, 4. I don't know. Soon it'll be a third. And I'll eat everything.
Yep.
Soon there'll be Soulframe.
Right. But I will say, I suppose this kind of leads into the war report. I theorize this is no way in shape or form.
What's my theme tune? He promised me a theme tune, and he was like, "I'm moving in."
Can I have any time to actually get ready?
I waited. You've done it for. You've been. How long have you been there now?
I've been here for like maybe 2 weekends.
2 weekends?
Yeah.
Right. I've waited. I've been patient. I've waited 2 weekends. Where's my theme tune? Better be banging. Better be like, yeah.
You know what?
That's what you promised me, man. You promised me. It's like, when I move, I'll get you theme tune, Loz. I'm playing that.
Woe is me. Anyway, so I theorize that this coming Friday, on Friday the 28th, there will be a dev stream because it's the last Friday of the month, and they've been quite diligent to actually keep those going. We don't have any confirmation as of yet. I think if we're going to find out if there's a dev stream or not, it'll be on Wednesday or Tuesday, this week. So who knows? There may or may not be one, but I've got a theory that there is going to be one this week. Yeah.
Sounds cool. Yeah, we know that's how it used to be. It always used to be on the Wednesday. That's when you found out there was a dev stream that week.
Yeah. Also, we have. Oh god, we had some news. What was the news you had?
Sorry. There's competition.
Yes, that was it. What's the competition?
So there's competition currently running. So this video will come out on the 24th, and this competition, which I'll explain in a sec, is running till October 30th, 11:59 p.m. ET. So there is definitely at least 5 or 6 days for you to do it. Yes, it comes out on the Monday. It has to be in on the Sunday. So it's definitely at least 5 or 6 days for you to have a go at this competition. What is this competition? Competition I'm about to explain to you is the Knights of Naberus, a 100-word microfiction contest. Write your scariest Warframe short story and win. So all you really have to do, I'll break it down for you, is write a small short story, a horror story based in the Warframe universe, 100 words, no more than 100 words in length, and there's a few points. The original piece of horror fiction you're in creation. The story must be no more than 100 words in length. The story must contain at least one word from our mandatory list and one action from our mandatory list. So, for instance, just to give you an example, the mandatory word list is you got to have one of these in your story: Kuva, Stalker, Eidolon, Naberus, Orokin, Void, Helminth, Angel, Harrow, Rap, Tap. Now you could have all of them, I guess, but you must include one, at least one of those. And the mandatory action, you have to have at least one of these things happen in your story: looking up at the moon, running barefoot, swarming, protecting someone, saying goodbye to a loved one, tapping on glass, searching for something precious, falling behind, screaming for help, gagging at the stench of something, running out of ammo, hitting a dead end. And so, yeah, you have to write 100 words.
Stench of something.
Gagging on the stench of something, yes. So it's got to be a 100-word horror fiction story. I'm tempted to go, actually. 100 words. That's nothing.
So what's the prize?
Well, I thought the competition alone would be fun. What can you win? That's a good question. That is a good question.
I don't know.
It's one tiny line.
Yeah.
On October 31st, we'll announce 3 winners on social media who will receive Revenant Prime access.
Oh, I was really hoping that it would get put in the game somehow. So if they actually had You know,
like they had for the Naberus for the previous hand thingy.
yeah,
That
yeah,
they put in another
or
one which has like all 3 stories in it.
yeah,
That'd be cool.
yeah. That would be so cool. Or maybe it just get read aloud. Maybe they, I don't know. But yeah,
Do you know? I remember at the first TennoCon, they promised there was a booth you could go to where you would design a faction themed music box.
yeah,
It never came into the game.
yeah. It did.
No, a generic music box did. It wasn't just it wasn't just a music playing box. It was an instrument
Yeah,
that never entered the game.
yeah. It didn't. But
Anyway,
inspiration was used to make the
Charles
jukebox in
Win,
the
the
no
Charles
no
Win, yeah.
no, it wasn't the Shazwin. It was the jukebox
No, but the
in
Charles Win
the.
is the instrument side of things, and then there's
Oh,
the
okay,
jukebox as
yeah,
well.
yeah,
So anyway, so yes, that is the Knights of Naberus 100-word microfiction contest. So I mean, 100 words. I think it sounds fun. I think I will do a story about an Excalibur that loses their face.
yeah.
Yep, I'll write it. Come on, what are you gonna write? 100 words. Come on, that's nothing.
I'd have to think about it. I am thinking about it.
Okay.
I am keen to do it, but that's also. So when do you say it has to be done by?
So it is on October 30th. So you've got a week and 2 days. You got 9 days.
Could I smack this out in that time?
Oh god, you can smack it out in like an hour. It's 100
Not
words.
if it's gonna be good. Hey.
Oh well, yeah.
Do you
Actually, yeah,
see? Do you
you
see?
might actually have to win Prime Access and not actually have to buy it at the end for once.
Do you see? Is it George R.R. Martin just smacking out books? No. He sits on his arse all day and thinks about things. You know, like
Not releasing his novel, coming up with more projects to waste his time about not finishing his main story that everyone wants him to do, and instead coming up
exactly.
with prequels, subplots, sub books, context books, other
See,
random rubbish,
see,
video games with no
right,
relation to whatever he's doing.
right up my alley. Just do something.
Just come up with it. He's going to come up instead. We'll come up with another new show idea and spend another
then not do
evening
it.
where he will bring in 3 to 5 people every week to do a new show thing that he will then also spend 5 weekends overly designing the background stuff of how this show works so that it has some weird camera and audio quirks that he then has to pay someone to design to operate after he's over designed it.
I mean, when you put it that way.
She's like, I thought you were going to say, cut me deep. Cut me deep. Anyway, yes, so do check out and I will make sure I'm going to put it in the page now. There will be a link in the description of this video to the Knights of Naberus 100-word microfiction contest. I think everyone should give it a go. If you do give it a go, could you please put a link in the next episode in the description of this video, because we'll have a look at some of them if you do have a go at it. Yeah, I would suggest everyone do it. Go have a go. I think you upload them onto the all submissions used in Google Form. Okay, yeah, put them in Google Form. Do you put your short story in there? Yeah, you put your short story in there. So it's a Google Form. But yeah, do let us know. Put them in. Or you could save it to the last day in case you think people might steal your ideas. Yeah. When you've done them, just pop them in, and maybe on the. Or we'll probably have to do it the week later. Then it's probably on the 4th of November. We'll definitely have a. Oh no, the week after. We'll have a look at them at some point. Trust me, I will keep an eye on them. Yeah, do let us know.
Right. Okay. So the other piece of news. Yeah, we're still on the news. The other piece of news is what's called the Quest to Conquer Cancer campaign that is currently going on. I think it's still going on. It may have concluded now. But they reached 70k, which means that the polls for naming the wolf-themed Warframe is currently live on the Design Council, and very, very disappointed that Fenrir is not on there. Extremely disappointed. So I would go through all the list, but A, we might get into trouble for that, and B, it's a long list. So there's if you got Design Council access, which I'm amazed if not all of you do, then yeah. Right.
Fenrir is dead. Long live Warframe.
Wolfie McWolface.
Wolfie not an option, or is it?
No, I actually submitted. Sorry, Wolfie McWolframe. I actually submitted that. Marcus.
One day, something.
Marcus was abused.
Yep.
Anyway, right. Okay.
Clearly, we're not going to see it, but that's actually the placeholder name for it inside DE. That's why.
Right. Okay. So that is it for the war report. I don't think there's anything else we've missed. So it's time to get on with the topics. So this week we have topic 1. Oh, for love of 2 seconds. And that was a waste of, what, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes. Right.
My life is gone. He stalls it by not learning how to push buttons.
It's not my fault. Anyway, I didn't learn how to press buttons. Right, so...
We just had, this is from time, the best discussion. I mean, we were...
Oh, it wasn't that good.
Bam, 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 bam. Oh, it was amazing. We just fixed the game. We just took the concept and ran with it. And it's gone.
Anyway.
I don't even know what we said anymore, but I just remember it being amazing.
Well, clearly, because we don't know what's going on, we'll have a tribute to it. So, right. Anyway, so the first topic is, I mean this in the nicest way to the devs who worked on it, but I utterly despise playing the Carl missions. Topic 2 is we desperately need a way to reset our warframes without having to die. And topic 3... the Legion of Tau Undying Crusade. So this is the community concept for the episode. For the thing. Yeah. Right. Okay. So topic 1. I'm absolutely beyond done mentally with backtracking and hugging every single wall and focusing on every single tile just to get full scrap for the week. I'd probably actually have quite enjoyed these if it wasn't for the bonus missions. And as much as I want these shards for the city builds or slotting my favorite frames, I feel like it's such a boring chore. Nothing engaging happens in these missions at all. Nothing else from that moment onwards captures the coolness of the first mission. Everything plays exactly the same, bar some pretty substandard stealth sections. I like the flying part and genuinely expected a mission entirely based around it. Carl and Blue Girl don't evolve as characters at all. Their relationship is exactly the same in every mission. I expected at least some sort of development with Wolf of Saturn 6. It feels like we're promised more in the narrative than we got by far. So, thoughts?
First of all, I've gone through a few missions. Yeah, there's a few times when you have to backtrack a bit or whatever. But just play the mission again. I find it's the easy way rather than going back and trying to do it all in one run. I haven't found too much about hugging every wall. I remember when they first announced this about secret panels and things. There's a couple, but it's barely matters. The bonus mission's part of it. Now, we haven't had missions with bonus missions or like sub-objectives before. Not to this degree, anyway.
No.
So I really enjoy those. I think some weeks I just do what I can and just say that's it. You don't have to max yourself out each week. That's what confuses me. And it's like people trying to get their Eidolon shards, max out their Eidolon shards or something. Like this system isn't going away. And in the future, look at every other resource in Warframe. Kuva, for example. Argon Crystal. The resources that used to be rare, they've added more and more sources for them over time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's all getting easier. So at the moment, yes, it's so hard to get them. I need to get them so I can max out every frame for some reason with these. It's like in the future there'll probably be 4 available a week. It's just with 3 of them able to Tau Forge shard, or there'll be a method where you can just directly Tau Forge them. So there's no need to go obsessed with getting maximum scrap each week. Got to get everything. Got to catch them all. So that's not really an issue. Just learn to let go. It's not that big a deal. Nothing else at that moment matches almost captures coolness. Everything's subpar stealth action. I like the flying part and generally expect a mission entirely based around it. Yeah, I think that'd be cool. A mission based on the flight system, or even a section that's properly based on it, would be a brilliant thing. I'd get behind that. Maybe the Jupiter tile set with jumping between platforms in the gas city. That'd be badass. I'd love that. Carl and Bluegull don't evolve as characters. Now, this is the bulk of what we were talking about before, so we get back to this point. There's no so you've got the first time these characters meet, which is the quest, and then you've got the 3 missions to do it, and it's like they don't evolve. Well, they do kind of changes their relationship, because at the start of the quest, Blue Girl thinks Carl's just some stupid Grenier, and Carl thinks that's just some stupid person talking to me, and I just want to use them to get what I want. And then they start working together, and then when you do the 3 missions, their interactions are a lot more friendlier. Now you could say it's like, oh, but I go from this mission, and I don't know what. There's not even that much dialogue. What, they're going to reference the previous mission? Oh, Carl, do you remember that time when we were on the Murex? And be like, Carl remembers. Carl remembers everything. Blue Girl, does Blue Girl remember that time? Oh yeah, I remember that time, Carl, with the thumper. Yeah, that's good, Blue Girl. It's like, no, you're not going to have that. Though I would say that there's progression from when they first meet to where you are now. And if D does it right, it would be sensible to think that, like, basically all 3 missions that you do, even the rerun of the Murex, happen simultaneously after the quest, and then that whatever comes next happens in a set after that. And so maybe we'll see some progress there. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Oh,
mean,
I'm not done with my rant. Sorry, I'm trying to catch all the points. And the last point I was going to say is that there is no other examples really in Warframe of interactions between characters that improve as players do missions, apart from, the best you could say, is the open world areas like Fortuna and
no, no, no,
the.
no, no. It's Deimos and
Oh,
the
I was thinking
Zariman.
Fortuna does as well. There's that,
Does
like,
it?
they open up the.
No, no, it doesn't really count. Like,
Okay, but there's still okay. If you're talking between, I'm in between players and NPCs. But if you want NPCs to NPCs, you get better of those with both Deimos and the Holdfast on the Zariman, where the NPCs talk to each other and improve their relationships between each other as you do missions. So this, though, which is just literally 3 missions, and you're expecting massive progress that they remember the last time you did it. No, no.
I mean,
I hate to
no
admit it, but
games, no
the
game.
the amount of missions we have, the amount of missions we have is just basically the minimum viable products. It always is with D, and they'll probably add, I don't know, 2 more missions, and maybe those next 2 missions there'll be a bit more of an interaction between that, and that's all you get, and they'll be like, eh. But that's what you get.
I feel that the expectations of this stuff are too high, right? You know, what the hell are you expecting here? You're expecting Warframe 2, right? It feels like people are expecting this to be more than what was just in the quest. It's just going to be the same thing over and over and over again. Like, oh look, Disruption. Disruption originally was only available on, I'm pretty sure it was only available on Jupiter, and then shortly afterwards they added it to the other planets. And it's like, well, it's still the same thing, but instead of having dialogue between Ordis, Alad V, and sub Alad V, because he doesn't know he's being spied on, you're just gonna have dialogue with Little Duck instead, right? It's you know, there's no real difference there whatsoever, and Little Duck's dialogue never changes with this. So, like, what are you truly expecting? So, some of these aspirations I feel are unfounded. There are some things that I think that DE could do to improve the missions. So, for the start, the Murex one, all of the subtasks, all the side objectives need to be after the rail shooter.
Totally,
Right?
I completely agree with that. Yeah, because I gave up on that one because it was finding the sections for the cache at the end, and once I found, I think, 3 after the flight section,
Yeah.
and then but I missed one, which must have been before the flight section, and then I went back into it and tried it again, got all but 1 in the before section, thought, oh yeah, this last one remaining, it's got to be in the after section. Went and did it, couldn't, and then there was no additional rooms in the after section. There was like the crash room, one big room, and then the wolf. It was like, oh, and it was clearly all 5 of them were, but it's just like, it's stupid, and I couldn't go back.
Another part of me feels that maybe they should just get rid of the the roller coaster rail shooter, the shooter on rails rather.
No, just after doing it, there should be an NPC or a teleport point there that teleports you back and forward between the 2 points.
I'm totally down for that. That's an excellent method of
and then when you
resolving it.
teleport back, you can't re-trigger the event again. Just remove the trigger after the first use of it. Job done.
Yeah. I also feel that there are some of the points where, you know, there's like, oh god, there's destroyable surfaces to get the cache codes and things like that. And I don't know if they've fixed it in the meantime, because I've not seen it again since. But there was an instance where I said, oh, go destroy that wall. There's barely a foothold, right, for the characters to stand on.
I remember that, actually.
They have to go and they have to stand in the middle of it before they will actually put their explosive and things like this. But the NPCs got wildly stuck trying to do it and things. And eventually it worked, but I had to waste like 10 minutes trying to get the damn thing to work. I think, again, they just need to go through and just prune some of the possible options and just go like, no, this will never spawn here anymore.
Yeah, this scenario where things spawn. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I am 100% on board for having more variety. 3 missions isn't enough, in my opinion. You need to not feel.
Well, it's basically 2 missions and a reuse of a quest.
But even so, if we count that as 3 missions, it's still not enough, right?
It is the bare minimum.
I wouldn't even count that as the bare minimum.
Well, no. A rotation for an ongoing repeated quest, the minimum is 3, because you do one week, and then you do mission A week 1, mission B week 2, and you don't want it to be alternating A B all the time. So it's like, you do A B C, and then whatever the mission was last week, it wasn't the one you'll be doing the week after next, sort of thing. So 3 is the bare minimum to have a basic rotation.
Okay, if you feel that way, fine. Or are you just saying factual?
No, think about it. Because if there was only one mission, it'd be AA every week. Yeah, boring. And then if you had AB, either you're on, it's just, it would feel terrible because you're not rotating, you're just alternating.
Yeah.
To properly rotate, you need 3.
Okay, fine. I feel that it needs to be higher than that, because
I do, but I mean that is the bare minimum for them to have a functional
so you
rotation.
Are saying factual, right? Okay.
Yeah.
I think it should be 5. What?
I went to pick up my cherry bakewell.
I know it fell apart. Okay.
And then the little bit fell off the edge, and that's all I had.
Okay, but I think they need 5. I think they need 5.
Minimum. That's minimum to at least feel decent.
Mm-hmm. And I feel that realistically, we hit the nail on the head a little while ago. We were talking about a talent tree system for Carl to improve a lot of these systems. Yes, some systems should be improved from the get-go. Maybe there's what's called a talent point, which is show items on minimap, right? And then it's like, okay, instantly it makes it easier to do. Maybe it's a case of, oh, you can maybe the rare caches or the sabotage caches where they make a hum or whatever. Maybe that could be a talent point, and then you could improve the talent points, and it's like, oh, okay, so at the end of it, it's like, well, this is just where they are on the mini map. It just puts them on there, right?
Yep.
You could do.
If you didn't know, I'm not sure which item it is. Something already does hum on those maps, but whatever it is, still hums even when it doesn't spawn in that location.
What?
Yeah, I've been, when I first did these missions, I found loads of hums thinking that was where the item was, and I had to find out how to get into this box because the hum is definitely in this corner, in this bit, in this here. It's on the Fortuna one. Next time you do it, go walk around loads, and you'll start hearing hums as if there's a rare item in places. There's nothing there.
Sounds okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll have to check that one
But
out.
anyway, but the point is, yeah, I think we're totally right with this. So all these people whinging about the Carl stuff, they'd be happier because you'd be like, oh, but these Carl missions are easy. Yes, but you're putting in the effort and you've got a thing to progress on to make them utterly brainless
Yeah,
because just that makes it easier.
yeah,
You don't
yeah.
and you don't if you don't want if you think, oh, they're easy enough already, then fine, don't spend it. But at least it gives you some goal, and then the people who are finding it hard will find it super easy because everything's on your radar.
Yep. And I think again it would warrant them putting more stuff in. Maybe they could do a second tier of Carl missions where it's just like, okay, well you've unlocked the radar for the first tier, but now you have to unlock the radar for the second tier. I mean, granted, it'll feel very much like the flight paths. So was it flying in each expansion of World of Warcraft? Just don't make it utterly ridiculous to unlock.
Hmm.
Yeah, but
No, it's a bit like, as I said, I think the point I said was the Torghast system, where Torghast is quite harsh at first, but then you get upgrades, which mean that instead of picking between 2 traits each time you pick an item, you pick between 3 traits, which means you're more likely to find the ones you want because you've got more variability.
I was mostly referring to the fact that if you're trying to encourage people to unlock the same thing again and again and again, just don't make it as harsh as what they did with
It wouldn't be the same thing again. No, you're wrong.
what for the Carl
The
stuff.
Carl thing, everything would be an improvement.
So, but no. What about Trinity? So what I'm saying is, if they introduce new missions, right?
Yes.
After they introduce the talents,
Yeah.
right? And one of the talents is it just tells you where all the locations are.
Yep.
Do you think D should bother trying to hide where the stuff is?
Yeah.
Or yes, they should. So, but if
Yeah,
the
because
players become
what you
equipped
do
with the
instead on
radar,
if you want to make those new missions harder, okay, it depends. If you release the talent tree at these next missions, then it doesn't matter because you get to the first few weeks, it'll be still people unlocking the basic things, which say like the first tier of the finder thing, because some of the things are highlighted already, but only when you get close. So the first tier would just be increasing that range.
yeah,
So it'd be like 5 meters more, 10 meters more, So they'd still get to experience the new missions that way. If you mean that if we give people enough time to max out the entire thing and then release more Carl missions,
yeah,
yeah, then what you would do for those ones is you would make it that not only for some of it, you don't just, yes, you know where it is, but you have to access it through puzzles.
right.
But the
And
benefits are
yeah,
still having an effect, and you do know where it is, and if it's spawned into that puzzle. But let's say it's a weird vault that you have to hack through different terminals, but you have to get the terminals in the right place by moving bollards around.
yes, no, I'm fine with that. I think that's a good alternative. So yeah, and what's called because the
But yeah,
puzzles
so
can always be fresh. Each
yeah,
load of new
yeah.
missions and
Like
things.
I like the car missions already do have a few simple puzzles, but there's loads of other simple puzzles they can add into the game.
Mm-hmm.
There's basically the matching glyphs one. You have to find the glyphs is what the different shaped glyphs for this week.
Yeah.
You can do a lot more puzzles like that. They're really simple to do, but yeah.
Right.
Right.
Uh.
As for the topic, I don't think there's much we can say. I do feel these people are asking far too much from these. Like, I mean, we can say about it. This was originally supposed to come out after.
Well, that's what we were told.
Yeah,
In the press
we don't know if it
release, we
was a
were
slip, but
told.
in the press release, we were told this was going to be coming off originally or after Deviri. And
Yeah.
something tells me, possibly, because this we do know this has happened before, and I think we can talk about that they do reorganize. We needed to move this before this because this wasn't ready in time. So it may be that Deviri was maybe even supposed to be out in, let's say, end of October, November. But then they went, oh, there's no way that'll get in time. We'll have to move that to December, and then we'll just have to finish up
Get
what
this
we've got
out.
ready for this and get this out. Yeah,
It's quite
because we
possible.
can get this out.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah. What was I going to say? Yeah, so let's move on to the replies.
Mm-hmm.
I did my first Carl mission a couple of days ago. Might be my last. They're just straight up awfully designed, like a lot of things in this game. They'd be somewhat okay if the good loot wasn't locked behind all the awful side objectives. The fact that they had the goal to include a speed run as a challenge when everything else wants you to pixel crawl around the map so you don't miss anything is just peak comedy. You don't have to do it all in one run.
Yeah, I think
I know I
that's
didn't do on that one, and I actually enjoyed it. And yeah, the first time I jumped into these car missions, seeing as I jumped to Warframe, I was like, oh, this feels really wrong. I have to inch around, and I'm not as strong as I used to be. But then I actually started enjoying it. It's just, I just
this is part of the problem that I have with people complaining about the trench run. Is like, I keep hitting everything. Well, take your foot off the fucking accelerator. No. I gotta have my foot on the accelerator all the time, right? I mean, as you say, just do multiple runs.
yep.
It's not that hard, right? Maybe what D should do is is this good user experience? Hear me out, right? I'd love to get your opinion on this. How would you feel if, when you start a car mission, you're introduced to the screen of the side missions, but you are able to select as many of the side missions as you want? So you could choose to take all 6 with you, but you are trying to deal with all 6 at once, right? Assuming that there's 6, right? There could be 8, right? Or you could just pick and go, I'm just going to focus on the time one. I'm not going to bother with the other ones. I'm just going to focus. So that way it highlights in the UI. So that there could be a section that's underneath your mini map or on the I'm trying to remember what the bloody UI looks like. It could be on the right hand side, it could be on the left hand side, it could be right in the smack dab center of the screen. It doesn't really bloody matter. The point is that it indicates to the player the side objectives that they have chosen to actively participate in for that run.
I
What do you?
think it already does. It already does that.
No, it does that, but it's for all of them, right? I'm
Yeah,
saying
but
that you pick which ones you
no.
want.
But I wouldn't say that's a good idea at all. I'm sorry to say, because it means that unless you make it so that this is just as bad. If you make it that it only spawns the items for the thing you're on, then people will whinge because they'll be like, this is just takes more time. And if you do let them spawn, some people are annoying because it's like, oh, I needed to find Carl's floof, and I normally find it really hard, so I decided not to pick that this run. But then I went into the mission, and then it actually got a good spawn, and there it was in front of me, but I couldn't pick it up because I didn't choose it as one of my focuses. It's like there's no reason to do that. You're just it's perfectly fine as is. People just need to learn. They've been given the choice. Just don't just learn that you don't have to try and do all in one run. It's otherwise you're just hindering it. People will be like, "Oh, I got a good spawn on the floof. It was right at the start, but I can't pick it up. Why? Because I didn't pick that option this run." That's just hurting players.
No,
But
I get
I
where you're
can see
coming
what you're
from.
trying to do, and I can see what you're trying to come and do as well. Because I do agree. I see what you're trying to reduce the players. You know, you get dumped into this mission. It's like do all these things. You're like, I don't want to do. Whereas
Yeah.
if you reduce it down to this is what you have to do for this run, you go, oh, okay, it's not scary anymore. Right, I've got to focus on being quick, on finding people, on finding weird glyphs on the wall, so they don't feel they have to, excuse me, juggle everything. But I don't think that's the way to do it. The time one, for instance, is only in 1 out of 3 of the missions, so they're completely wrong on that. And if you focus the time run, I do, you know, sometimes if I just being lazy, I do the time run separately and then do all the things first, and then just do a separate run for the time one.
If you're being lazy, what do you how else do you do it? Do you try to cram it all in one go?
Yeah,
I never
you know,
bother trying to
you
run.
can try and cram it all in one go with like checking all the walls quickly, and while still trying to do the 15-minute timer run, and then it's like, nah, just chill.
Yeah, I always do it separately if I do it at all.
Next one
Yeah.
is I'm hoping Echoes fix some of this. At least give us an ending. But I totally agree that backtracking and doing a right side wall hug huge. But I'm just read as it says verbatim now. Okay.
Okay.
You ready?
Okay. Yeah.
But I totally agree that backtracking and doing a right side wall huge on every tile is the opposite gameplay. Okay, that I boot up Warframe 4. Okay. Wall hug, I assume that's supposed to be. I really wish that besides the stealth mission, the bonus challenges were exactly that. Additional stock at lower amounts. Stock should be gained from completion, removing veils, or 1 per 20 kills or something. And these missions are random tiles on the way to the boss.
No, they're predefined
No.
tiles.
Guess what? It's variability, so Warframe isn't just kill everything with no reason. Just kill for just sense. They'll drop the things because everyone drops things from their pockets. You don't have to do every mission every week. Just learn to do that. This is what gets me. And I think I saw HP Mina pick up thing. I think I saw Sabuchi's video on it, and he was like the one whinge he had about he actually really liked the Archon shard system. But and I don't mean to say like Sabuchi's a very critical person or anything like that. I just mean that I just saw his video on it, and this was his critique was that like, oh, you don't get enough shards. Guess what? As time goes on, every different resource in Warframe has gotten additional methods to get it.
Well,
or made easier to get. Kuva. Look at Kuva, for example. Really hard to get to at first. Different game modes, different sources.
I have an argument. Okay, so you're going to get all these shards, and then what? Wait,
yeah.
You're going to plug them in, then what?
Yeah.
Are you going to fight? Are you going to fight stuff that requires these shards? Because right now, there's nothing in the game that requires these shards.
Yeah, nothing's been added. You can do the whole game because you could do the whole game before. So there's no, these shards don't give you anything. They just mean you can do it easier. And then even if you got every slot for every Warframe you had on as Tau Forge, and you had spare Tau Forge for the Warframes coming out in the future, then what?
Out of interest, do you have a Tau Forge yet?
No.
No, either way.
No, I've skipped a few weeks. I sometimes don't do it because I know that. Guess what? And that people are saying this person knows they wanted an ending. No, this isn't going to ending.
Sorry. Name one section of Warframe that has an ending.
The Myconians quest. The Myconians?
Mycoans.
And that's a quest. So even then, it's not. At least that is a sort of an ending, but they're still technically there. So technically, they should come back as an important thing again. At least that sort of.
I see. I wouldn't even call that an ending, because it's just like, thanks
this is
for
where
letting me do what I want. Oh, I'm glad that you kept me alive, and everyone else has now had to die because the infestation. Something choice. Woo! Like, you know,
have some pictures.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that's really an ending. You know, it's not on par with Scorn or because I played that recently. Near Automata but this is a game as a service. That's never gonna fucking happen. World of Warcraft doesn't do it, right? A lot of the endings for the expansions of World of Warcraft are just like, oh yeah, this is just a MacGuffin for the next expansion.
Some side things have mini endings, so to speak.
Some side things.
Yeah, like I'm just putting examples on my head. The Claxi rep in Mr. Pandaria.
I don't remember that.
Oh, they're the bug people who live in the south.
No, I remember who the Claxi are. I just don't remember what happens at the end.
You get to Exalted, and they open up this door to let you into a basement where they got murals, and they basically explain that they're the servants of the dead, the Shah, when it was an old god. And they say that, you know, you've chosen the right side. One day, the Shah, you know, the old gods basically will return, and you will be honored with us as we rise again to help them. Yeah. And that's why when you go do the last raid of the expansion, Siege of Orgrimmar, I think the second to last boss is like the Paragons. There's like as a council fight, or you know, there's several, and or I can't remember what type of fight it is. There's like, you know, so you fight because they're like, he's got the heart of the Shah, and he will resurrect the Shah, so we're going to defend him. So yeah, it ties into that. And if you are Exalted, they have different audio lines for you there.
So what was the I want to say the plot element to Boats of Azeroth? What was the conclusion with that?
Sylvanas flew into the sky. Saurfang killed himself.
What was the conclusion to
and everyone has a boat
to Shadowlands?
Sad robots are sad.
Anyway,
They got bullied when they were a kid by their bestest friends / family, and then they were bad because of the plot contrivance, which hasn't been explained yet and probably never will.
Anywho, right? I think yeah. I don't think we're ever going to see an end to any of this stuff. I mean,
No, yeah, but also for this sort of thing, it's like I want an ending right now. Right, this is one of your farmable piece of contents for the next 6 months.
yeah.
You're expected to try and get Tau Forge shards on what, at least 3 warframes, I'd say.
Sorry,
I don't mean that you're going to try. I don't mean that you're going to use this for something. I mean that D have produced this content, and they have an expectation of what they kind of want players to reach or to aim for. And it's going to be like, it wouldn't be like a Tau Forge shard in every warframe. Maybe 1 warframe at least with Tau Forged, and 3 to 5 other warframes with
full
complete
set
shards.
of Tile Forged.
Yeah, on 1 warframe.
You know, I worked out the how long
Yeah,
it's going to take.
yeah. Yeah, but in time they will release other methods of buying them or acquiring them. Trust me.
Yeah.
But this is the grind content to currently do. Go do new content. Anyway, moving on. I would rather do the mission in a frame as a favour to Carl. He can pay me after my frame deals with issues. He can pay me after my frame deals with the issues he is having. I am not using that slow char in this fast-paced game. The movement for Carl is dumber than he is.
Then
don't play them.
Right, this is
so much.
This is one thing I really dislike with. I really feel that players think that they are doing this as Carl. I think this is meant to be a narrative point. I think Carl is supposed to be telling us the story of the mission he ran, right? And we are playing that story. It's not meant to be from our perspective as Tenno. It's supposed to be from his perspective as Carl, right? But there is a disconnect because we've been taught throughout this entire game we are always behind our warframe. Players think that, no, I am me Tenno. I am me Tenno good. Me Tenno do warframe good better now. Me want warframe.
Why me so slow?
Yeah, exactly. So I really feel that there has been a disservice here when
I feel the quest did it better.
Yeah. Yes.
Because the quest starts you in your warframe, and then you pop over to Carl.
Yeah.
And then Carl has an exit, and your warframe obviously provides the railjack, which Carl uses to escape.
Yeah. And
they should make it that every mission is you start in your warframe, and then you cut to Carl as the as they've always said, the operative.
Yeah.
So Carl missions are the other side operatives.
I think an easier thing still is when you start the Carl mission. It goes like, I have today's mission report, sorry, this week's mission report, or something like that. You know, he just has a simple dialogue line as the screen fades to black to just indicate that this is him telling a story. Because I really think that, again, Hal, you hit the nail on the head. Like, you know, if you don't like the mission, just don't play it. But this is supposed to be Carl. This isn't. You are not taking Carl. Carl is telling you what he did. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I do think that there is a very large narrative disconnect there.
Well, I mean, that's what the quest I think was supposed to be showing you and teaching you.
Yes, yeah. The quest does, but when you click start mission, I think players are just like, oh no, this is just me playing. This is just me.
Well, yeah, the fact that it's not always your railjack picking you up, picking up at the end is kind of wrong. That would have helped.
Yeah. So yeah, next one.
Let the jetpack boost Carl forwards rather than just upwards. We need some way of moving faster. If it weren't such a painstakingly slow process, perhaps going around scouring every corner of for stuff wouldn't be as bad. But when you had to when you just have to sit there and dodge, and at the end of the hallway, not only is there nothing, but you have to make that entire pilgrimage again just to make it to the next pilgrimage that likely also gives you nothing.
So I think that there should be a talent point in this talent tree thing that we're talking about. Makes it you've always got the jetpack equipped, right?
Yep.
And there should be a bunch of talent points that give you better control over the jetpack. So things like you could just...
Well, no, you could. I don't think Carl has a dodge. You push the dodge button, nothing happens.
No,
So
he
an upgrade jet.
rushes. He does a barge. He does a barge rush.
Right. Okay. Well, that changes into a jet thrust forward.
Yeah. I'm fine with that sort of thing. But I also think that there should be a hover. There should be an upgrade to Carl like partway through the jetpack tree, which is you control it like the arc wings, where you can descend with crouch and you can ascend with space. And it,
Yep.
by that point in time, you're consuming less fuel. And then forward makes him go actual forward, because the arid Hellions, I can't remember what the ones with the jetpacks on the Mars tile set or Phobos tile set. I had a point. They have much better control over the jetpack than Carl does. So let's have a talent point system that you can spend it into making Carl good at jetpack.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, another thing they could do for the different finder, without saying upgrades to finder stuff with radar, and this person was saying about the radar would also do that, but sort of do you need to go down this hole, is do part of the thing you need to find one of, if you have like a scanner and it does the whole Samaris this way.
Yeah. I was actually thinking of something like he puts down a thumper sort of thing, and it sort of like points and it does like this shock wave, and then stuff echoes back as like it's in that direction.
That'd be cool. Yeah. There's definitely ways of doing it. It's definitely ways of doing it. Right, that's it for that topic.
And then the really big expensive one can be, it just shows you on the menu map. I just want it to be like the most expensive possible option. It just puts
I'm just going to come up top of my head like 1,000, just 1,000 scrap.
1,000, yeah, 1,000 scrap. Right.
Maybe 10,000.
Okay. So that's.
Can we? Yeah, that's the topic. Could we pause?
Yep. Cool. So moving on to topic 2. We desperately need a way to reset our warframes without having to die.
Interesting. Okay.
So many times you get locked in as operator, can't do anything, stuck moonwalking, or millions of other bugs that are all resolved by offing yourself once. Ureli in particular is just absolutely trashed by some of the bugs that consistently happen. But I can't believe we're at this stage in the game's life, where we have no recourse to bugs you can near guarantee to happen at some point on many frames. So I just okay. I wanna champion this. I also jumped into the actual main topic to see if there were actually any proper examples given, though there aren't.
So why don't you outline your position?
Okay, so it's really important that if you're able to replicate a bug, right? If you are able to concretely do a couple of things, and you are 100% guaranteed to reproduce a bug, then that needs to be reported. Just shove it up on the forums or something like this, because it is so difficult to identify the patterns in some of these things. Look at some of the people that pull off speed runs in things like Dark Souls, right? Do you really think, or Bloodborne, do you really think From Software Entertainment, whatever the name is, From Software have basically like, oh yes, we fully intended for players to be able to just spam that? Do you think that, like, oh, we fully intended that if a player performs this one animation by this gate, they can just get through this locked gate. Do you really think that they intended that?
Nope.
Right? And trying to quality assure this stuff only goes so far. I have this with my job where, I got pulled out of a meeting because there was an emergency where they'd done all this QR testing and everything. They showed me all the reports, but there was a fault that was to do with the data that was on the production website and not on the QA website. And it's like, because they just had two different sets of data and they were easily able to find it on production just because of how a different user, not a QA tester, but a different user was running the website, interacting with the website, engaging with the website, right? So it's not easy to replicate this stuff if they don't necessarily know it's there. And just saying you need to fix these bugs is like...
That's not what they're asking for?
No. I know what they're asking for. But the importance of fixing these bugs trumps just, we just need a blanket way of...
No, you're wrong.
Resetting.
I know you're right, but you're wrong.
How am I wrong?
It's too much to ask people to go, oh, I found a bug in this game. Let me go to the forums and input data. Oh, I don't have a forum account. I better sign up to... Oh, I don't have a... I think you need an email actually to play Warframe. No, console, you don't need an email. Oh, I don't have an email to do this with. Oh, okay, I'll make an email account so I can make a forum account. So, okay, I'm on the forum. Where I put bug thing? Hello, everyone, I have found the bug. Try this. I tried it. It didn't work. Yeah, I tried it. It didn't work. You must have done something different. Sorry, I'm not very good at filling out bug specifications and telling you the minutiae of every different aspect that I did to replicate this bug because I'm just a normal person with no experience on bug filling.
Then how are you expecting a normal person to fix it?
Right. Well, how are you expecting DE to fix this?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
We'll just add a bug command.
An unbug
you
command.
Can do
what
it.
Does the unbug command do?
Right. Well, when you die, it undoes most of these things. So there is some aspect of dying.
What's it's undoing?
Things like your set. When you resurrect, it basically is replacing you to how you were at the start of the mission. There are so many little bugs where, like, you're shooting the ground, your camera isn't working, but you die or somehow. Oh, look, it fixes itself.
Right.
So there is some aspect of reset in the die and revive thing. Right. So you add an unbug command in. Now there's already there's an unstuck command, which I actually used. I actually got stuck in the Carl missions. I was jumping around because I was really pixel hunting for the first time I did these, and I did the Earth one. And there's one of the tiles with like three broken buildings. It's normally used as a mobile defense with the thing in the middle, and there's like the doors. And I climbed up the side of one of them and jumped and got stuck between a wall and a broken piece of metal, and I was like down the back of it, and Carl couldn't jump out. Unstuck just moved me 5 meters away to what is probably a safe area, and said, there you go, you've unstuck now. You could add in unbug, which you can use once every 10 minutes, and it will teleport you on each tile to what a safe location on that tile that is known to be safe, and resets you. Not as in your health things, where whatever dying and reloading does, it just does that, and you can use it once every 10 minutes.
So what if you try and do it during a boss fight?
There'll be a point on the tile, probably right in the middle of the map for a boss fight tile, that it'll just put you there. Hell, even make it stun you for 5 seconds after casting it. It doesn't reset your health unless it needs to, or it resets your health and then puts your health back to where it was before, because yes, it could do that. But there is some programming aspect that happens when you die and then push revive that fixes a lot of the bugs on Warframes. So you can retake that aspect of resetting and then code it to do as a command you can cast once every 10 minutes. That way it's not abusable or spammable, and you can just use it. Have it move your character as well to a set point of a tile. Hell, and like I say, it maybe even makes your character stun for 10 seconds. But at least then it'd be on command, and if I can use it even when I'm out of revives. And I don't have to use up a revive to do it, which does eat your affinity. I don't see the downside.
I can see these are really hard to explain. I can see that introducing more bugs than fixing.
No.
Things like how the AI interacts with you.
Doesn't. No. It wouldn't fix anything. No, because there's already an
How do
unstuck
you know
command that would do
this?
exactly. Because both aspects of what I'm saying already exist in the game. You can die in a boss fight and revive. So the AI is perfectly fine for operating with it because I'm just copying that and doing it again. I'm just not eating up a revive from doing it. There's an unstuck command which teleports you, and it doesn't break the AI in the
the
game.
teleport does not work. Sorry, the unstuck command only works under specific conditions. You know
Yep,
this,
but it
right?
still works. Yes.
Yeah.
I imagine it
But
has special
this,
timers.
no, it's not timers. It's like you have to be in special geographical locations that the pathing can't find,
Ah, yes, yeah.
right?
But
But if
still, the AI is able to. You can use the unstuck command, and then look, it's not that. These are, or I'm saying repurpose things which already exist in the game. There's no way it would cause bugs. That many bugs. You got any others apart from AI, which isn't an issue?
animation sets.
No, not an issue.
No, I've seen it where I've died and I'm still stuck in the same animation.
Oh, it's not going to fix everything. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, but it's going to fix most of them.
That you know of. I mean,
Yeah, I'm just no. That's the point of what they're saying. Is they're not saying you've come up right. They're saying dying fixes a lot of problems. We need a way to simulate dying, and then you're like, oh, but dying didn't fix this, so you can't have the thing that it does fix. Is what you've just said.
my question is, how would the game act if you've got full health and then you just try to die?
What currently?
Yeah.
Well, you can do that now.
No. You die when you have 0 health. If you have full health and you
Yes, but
set the
I'm pretty sure
condition
you are
to.
Mr. Wizard of the coding, and I'm sure yes, you can test this system. What it would do is it'd be like once every 10 minutes you go, I wish to unbug, and it goes, oh, you have declared unbug. I will now read your current health and shields. I will now put this in a variable. I will now do the whatever the unbug command is, which may need to kill you, but I doubt it does. And then it goes right, and then you get a free revive, which I'll instacast on you, which doesn't drain
But
affinity.
you're
Right, and I'll
thinking in a very procedural way. This is a declarative thing. You're going to have multiple threads of processes happening at the same time. The reason why a
right.
lot of these animation bugs happen.
Now, if I was suggesting making something which hasn't already existed in the game, then I agree with you. But all the systems I'm saying, what this person's saying, already exist in the game. You're
No,
just
but
repurposing.
the systems in the game exist under very specific settings, right? So, for example, the unstuck command only works if you are in a
Right.
place
Okay.
that.
No, I'll redo it then. No, I'll redo it. So once every 10 minutes, you have a hidden variable which is an additional revive counter. Starts at 1. It resets as revives, and then reset revives. You get 1 every 10 minutes, or it resets from 0 to 1 every 10 minutes. And when you cast it, the game just literally kills you, but then instantly pushes revive and uses exactly the same system that is revive. You could say, and I know I'm not expert on this, that but the game could have some sort of crazy hard coding that there can't be a additional revive system that's hidden along with the additional revive system. But I doubt that's that big of an
Yeah,
issue.
no, I doubt that's that
Why?
big of an issue.
Because bloody Arcanum weapons exist.
Well, it's not just that, but also the
No,
fact
I
that.
mean the example of them saying that they couldn't do the Dark Split Sword, and in the end, yes, they could do the Dark Split Sword.
Oh, I was actually going to use the World of Warcraft starting backpack one.
Oh, yes, another good one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's the pinnacle
The
of. Why do you keep saying this? Of course we could do
hard,
it.
yeah, hard coded. Yes, it might be hard coded, but that doesn't mean it's cemented into the game as a like. There's no way to get around this. It just means I have to put more effort into figure out the solution. But yeah, it's just
So
as easy as that.
if you have a, I think you could put other restrictions in. So if certain animations weren't necessarily playing, or you could probably put in some checks which are like if you're trying to press like the shoot gun button, but you're not shooting your gun. Although if you're doing some weird animations and then you do it, because like if you're on the rope-a-dope list, right? So you grab the rope-a-dope list and then you do this kill command. What's going to happen to the rope-a-dope list?
What happens when you die when you're on the rope-a-dope list?
You
And
can't.
yes, it may bug
You
out.
can't die on the rope-a-dope list.
Didn't you die on the rope-a-dope list?
No, that's the problem. I grabbed onto the cable that I tried to do the zipline run at the same time Nazith did the grab, and as a result I ended up running the grab animation instead, and I got stuck, right?
Yeah.
But if you were to grab a boss,
What happens if you were able to grab a boss and do the unstuck command?
I don't think you can, but if you do,
Right, so then you put in the same thing that stops you for that.
okay, so you just have to put in restrictions.
Yeah, there's been course of restrictions.
There's gonna
Of
be
course,
lots
there'll be
of
restrictions.
I mean,
Oh yeah, loads.
that's the big thing. But I honestly think like the course of action is they just need to be very mindful. They just need to fix the bugs. I mean, it might sound daft, but I mean, if you're able to replicate the fault, I mean, if you're not prepared to have the people finding the faults actually reporting the faults, then realistically, what can you expect for the developers?
Does the game, when you log in a video game, does it say, "Oh, thanks for playing our free-to-play game. We hope you enjoy the world of Shatterwind as much as we can because we have spent ages developing. But before you begin, please read this manual on how to report bugs. We require you to do this because that's
I
it."
mean, have you read the
We could
T's
come
and
up.
C's that come up on things like
No, I don't, and
Monster
neither
Hunter?
have I seen a game that says you must tell us how to fix bugs. It is
No,
mandatory
it's
that you
not. It's
tell us
not.
on the
Tell us how
forums,
to fix
please.
the bugs. It's just, like.
I doubt they say, "Oh yeah, here's how to report bugs."
How hard is it to write a forum post? Are you really that against encouraging
No,
people to write
no,
forum
I
posts?
think it would be good, and I think it's the same thing like having an educated populace which votes for actual decent people running your government. It would be brilliant. At
Instead
the
of a
same
lettuce.
time, instead of a lettuce, yes, but I know it's not. One, I know it's not going to happen, and two, it's not going to happen. No, so, but it's just I know that you're coming at this from the idea of like, yeah, this would be great. Could everyone? Oh, I'm designing this program, and it'd be great if all my users could just literally do this. And if everyone, let's say you had 100,000 users, if literally every person did this and when they found a bug, let's say over the course of a month, we would probably find 99% of the bugs, even if only 5% of the people actually reported them. We'd probably find all of the bugs, and it'd be great. And then the software would be perfect. Yeah. Oh god, if only all the people who used the thing I built could just do that for me. Just do that for me. Like, no, they want to play a game, not report your bugs. They're not going to do it. You've got your job hat on, not your "I'm a lazy person just want to play my game" hat on.
No, I get where you're coming from, but I mean, like, hell, look at half the bugs that appeared in, oh god, Cyberpunk 2077. They still fucking released it. Yeah,
What's that got to do with a kettle of fish?
people just wanted their game.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's greed. That's not okay. I'm fine with you on greed, but that doesn't give an example of why this person can't have his reset button. Because people need to report bugs instead.
No, people don't need to report bugs. My point is that if people are able to replicate it, it would be great of them to actually report the bug. And how can they replicate it? How can DE?
That would be good, but
it?
you literally need to, for starters, you need to actually teach people how to why replicating a bug, or even poking to try and remember how you replicated a bug is an important feature of bug testing. Because that's not how people think. They don't go. They'd be like, "Oh man, I was playing the game. It was really weird. My arm, like literally, for some reason, just moved 10 meters away from my body, but it just stayed with my body, but it was just out by 10 meters. It was so weird. And it was so cool. I was like pretending like my arm was in things, like on the other side, that like I was hidden, and there was like another me. Yeah, and I took screenshots, and it was cool, man. How did this bug happen? I don't know. But it was cool, man. It was so funny. Whereas when you have a thing happen, you're like, "Oh, Nazareth, what were you doing at this time? What was I doing? Let's try and replicate this." I remember that I've got a recording, so I'll have a look at it. Yes, okay, yes. So Nazareth, what were you doing? Can you explain to me step by step? What were you doing? What bus did you have on you? Oh, okay. Why didn't you do that and I'll do this? Oh, that didn't work. Okay, let's try this again. It's because you're educated in this scenario. Most people are not. Most people are like, I play game. Game bugged. Bug was hilarious. What? Repeat? What? Report? What? Explain? What? Make game good.
I don't know. I'm just on the advocate. I maybe I am too job man. I honestly, these bugs should just be fixed. No,
Job
honestly. So
job through in job mode.
that's the
He
part
is
of the
here
problem,
to fix your thing.
No, because this is part of the problem though. Because like I genuinely, right? I have people say like, "Oh, this server keeps falling down over. Can we just have it reset every hour?"
Yeah, exactly. I'm with you. I know. Yeah.
Are you for fucking
real?
real?
Have any idea what that means? But that's exactly the point. That's the point. They don't understand how to fix the problem or why that would be a bad thing. So you're asking normal people to report these bugs in full when they don't even.
No. It's like, don't you want me to just fix it? No, I just want it to reset every hour.
But they think that
you realize that can destroy the server, right?
But in their mind,
just
that is fixing it. That's because they don't understand.
So there's this invention in code, right? It's called a try-catch statement.
And nice. Sounds cool.
It's horrific. It is like
it's like a triple lock on our pensions. Topical point.
So the important part of a try-catch is that it tries to execute some code, but if it fails, the code can continue to run and not crash horribly, crash and burn. The whole point of this is for systems that we have no idea how they will behave in things, so external systems. So I imagine communication between the game client and the servers is wrapped in a try-catch. So if for whatever reason the game can't communicate to the servers, the game doesn't fall over and die in a blaze of this program has performed an illegal operation glory.
Just right? Like in a triple lock pension system, that the amount that the pensions will increase will be between whichever's the highest between three things, including inflation, so that all our pensioners don't die horrible. Was it fall over and die? Is that what you said? They don't fall over and die because they don't have money to live. Triple lock.
And perform an illegal operation.
But yep. Perform an illegal operation. Have to go get the houses taken away.
Those error messages. This application has performed an illegal operation.
Yep. Yeah. Better phone the police.
Anyway, so the whole point is that a lot of developers got into this lazy habit of just wrapping everything in try-catches, and as a result, the application just did really random shit. One of my favorite bugs in Microsoft Word 2007 was if you had the mouse. It was one of the builds of 2007. If you had the mouse over the scroll bar, the vertical scroll bar, and then use the mouse wheel, right? Word would crash and corrupt your Word document.
Nice.
Yeah. It would just completely gnarl up your Word document, and everything that you had on there is just gone. And you'd have to start again if you didn't save it in Dropbox. Save everything in Dropbox. So it's like you get these really fucking dumb errors, and a lot of the time developers just try to take the lazy way out of trying to fix things, and it just makes things worse. So yeah, I'm just I can't not think like that. I'm just an advocate for fixing it properly.
Yep. I understand. I fully do appreciate your side of things, but I just think, yeah, it's just too much for people.
Yeah, I mean, if I knew the code of the game well enough, maybe I could say, oh yeah, we could easily add that in, but I just don't.
Yeah. Right, we'll go to replies.
Yep.
I thought this was going to be like a 10-minute topic, but we've clearly had a good fun of it. Right, first one is, jumping off the map or into Archwing, open world only, can fix it, but those are limited scenarios.
Yeah, I've had more options, so more often than not, jumping off the world does not fix it.
Yeah. Unstuck is also worthless in too many cases.
Yep.
Now, normally I would agree with that and I think, but I have literally in the last month have Unstuck fix a run that I was doing of a Carl mission. Why are you leaping that far? Oh wow, well done. That was awesome.
Watch this bit.
Oh. First bit was amazing. I was like, oh wow, where's he going? He's just gonna jump. Why is he doing such a Oh, and then you just did that.
I forgot that I can't make that jump no matter what.
Okay, next one is I just hate it. I saw your face by the way. I was praising you. It was a really good job. I just hate it when I'm doing an endless disruption with Nidus and I just glitch out. Now I have no choice but to let my hand build. Let my hard-built 300 stacks with augment mod be consumed, or just start all over again. Meh? And? It's just whinging. Now this person is somebody I would say to you that you say like, oh, people should report bugs and replicate it. Right, this person who says, right, I do these disruption missions, I bug out. Like, okay, fine. Well, if you want to keep your Nidus stacks on this person's thing, figure out what it is that keeps bugging out on you.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be something specific. Certain missions on endless disruption, right? That's a specific mission. Must be a specific tile set, specific warframe, right? Well, then replicate when the glitch happens and then report it. Yeah, this is the kind of person. An example where I'm like, yeah, this person should be reporting it. And if they want to be like, oh, but my stacks keep dropping, right? We'll report it. And maybe they'll fix it, and then you won't drop your stacks.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the kind of person I'm like, wow, he's motivated, or they're motivated, sorry, to fix this thing. Anyway, next one. Personally, I keep getting locked in frame, but unable to do anything but walk around. I made a bug post.
I'm happy.
Good. I see it in your face. I made a bug post for this recently. It hasn't gotten any traction, but I don't know. Bug forum seems rather quiet lately. Considering how often I see complaints about this, I'm surprised no one else chimed in or made a post about it.
I mean, my argument there is that if no one is chiming in, then it may not be as frequent as you think it is. I think you just need to be able to replicate it. You can't just say like this thing happened, right? Congratulations. I breathe, that happened as well. I don't think my breathing has anything to do with the bug. So you need to be able to provide details, and if you're not going to be able to provide details, then what the F are you supposed to do?
Last one is, meanwhile, Sevagoth has the potential to get stuck in like 5 different ways, or just completely lock you out of using either weapons or abilities, even worse, both.
You just need to report it. I mean,
yeah.
Is it a case of you're pressing the fire button at the same time as pressing an ability button? I don't know.
You see, the first one where it's like just but they don't give examples, and it's just like you're just. And I've had this before. Literally in the mission that I've done loads of different times, I've never had an issue. And all of a sudden, when something weird happens, like I get knocked down with a weird mob that's doing a weird animation in the middle of a flying jump kick, while it's also getting stasis procced in some weird way, and that bugs you out. It's like it's just impossible to repeat. But these ones, like I'm doing something with Nidus on this mission with this, right? Try it, repeat it. You know, it's more specific. This person, right? Sevagoth bugs me out. Right, 5 different ways. Okay, well, come on then, test it. It's like it's a specific thing. I'm totally with you on this because it's like, right, Sevagoth. Right, okay, so why Sevagoth? I assume it's to do, you know, with Sevagoth. It's moving to the shadow. Right, okay, well, test that. It's a specific thing. I'm totally with you on this. Like, right, if you want that to work better, then do the testing. Come on, it's not hard, that one, because it's when it's a limited scope of what you're doing, like Sevagoth, Nidus, this mission, this bug, right? When this happens, I always find when I'm coming back, right? So if is it when you're coming back, when you have prime shore footage, you have over 100% knockdown resistance, but then this weird thing happens where you do just as you change in, you do a stagger on yourself or something. Because sorry, it's 99% stagger resistance, and you stun proc yourself at the same time that somebody does something, and then when you return with 0 shields left, it does this weird thing. You know, come on, you know.
But like more often than not, most errors are a lot simpler than that. Like they just
Yeah.
they create like so. I can't go into too much detail, but we had a complaint, where a client turned around and said, something is wrong with the website. That this is the equivalent of the complaint that they raised. It's like,
The website is down.
no, that would be easy to resolve, right? We'd understand the website is down. We could actually have a look at the website. Man, your camera's gone out of focus.
Oh,
But put your hand in front of it and get it to autofocus on it. There you go. But the or not. Anyway, blurry loss is blurry. There we go. Right. The problem with so like there's a problem with the website. Okay. What's the problem? And then just radio silence. What the fuck am I supposed to do with this? What's the problem with
you're IT man.
I should know.
You fix.
I should
You're an expert.
Oh, God. But yeah, it's like
You're an expert, Drew.
there's a problem
You know
with
everything.
Sevagoth, and he gets stuck 5 different ways from Sunday with his animations, and I can't use the weapons. Could you give me any more hint on this? Like, is it?
You're an expert, Drew.
Shush you.
You can do anything.
Shut up, you. We'll put the skit in the description below.
I'll make a note. Okay.
But yeah, okay. Should we? I think we're done now, aren't we? Should we move on to the community?
In fact, yeah, I'm gonna put a thing that says, watch this video to learn Drew's pain, Xeno's pain.
Yeah, this is very much my pain. Very much, it's all my pain. Right, you ready?
Yep.
Cool. Right. So this is the fan concept, the Legion of Tau, Undying Crusade. The Legion of Tau brings players, or more specifically veteran players, to the sentient homeworld of Tau. Tau is a star system. The landscape of Tau is constantly changing as the sentience continually.
Me mate.
What?
Meme 8.
Meme 8. Oh, you want me to hit Mehmet.
They made a cool logo.
Yeah, there we go. So, the landscape of Tau is constantly changing as the sentients continually terraform it for reasons unknown. This will help keep the world fresh and interesting. One day, a certain zone may be an ashen volcanic landscape. Another day, it may be freezing with a violent blizzard. As the Tenno presence on Tau has not gone unnoticed, players will essentially be dropped into a war zone. Even the town segment of Tau is constantly noisy with the sounds of gunfire as Tenno operatives fight off encroaching sentience. Some systems. Oh, okay. So features. Hub world / town similar to a Tenno relay with syndicates, sentient bounties, and a player ship access. Open world with rotating climates every few hours, sentient fortresses and bases filled with sentients and turrets. Many bounties revolve around these locations. Sentient bunkers, like a sentient fortress, but harder to break into. I would have thought a fortress would have been harder to break into than a bunker.
That's the point. They don't think you'd ever break into a fortress, so they don't. According to Star Wars, they didn't put any guards on it. As they put all the guards in the bunkers because they think you'll try and break into them.
Okay.
So many. If you rewatch like the last 8 things from Star Wars that have come out, they always follow this principle. They break into something. Yeah, it's a running joke. People starting to realize that they only have one story for Star Wars that's not Jedi.
Okay then. We'll
Even when they're Jedi, they still run it. It's ridiculous.
Okay, well, we will talk about that afterwards. Anyway, forward bases are allowed outposts where players can use teleporters to extract and terminals to start new bounties. Caves, underground areas, some with bunkers, some with fishing areas. Oh, fishing. How would that? Okay. Water, subterranean, and surface lakes. Bounties consisting of individual stages with a mix of rewards from credits, Endo, or Kuva. Why would there be Kuva? Sentient Knight Nemesis. As you begin your assault on the sentient homeworld, you're marked by a sentient knight who will lead a counteroffensive against you to try and take you down using their known combat data to counteract your tactics. It's a nemesis system.
No, can I just point out it probably wouldn't be a full nemesis system. Basically, this is just the sentient lich.
Okay.
Yeah. Just think of it that way. You'll like it more.
Oh my god, Ty.
Yeah.
Sorry. How they arrive in the origin system is unknown, but what is known is the problem they will force you to deal with. Similar to Kuva Lich's sentient raise list knights will occupy nodes across the star chart, slowly spreading their influence while the Tenno attempt to stop it. As the Tau Ceti open world only lasts for 2 weeks at the beginning of every month, the Sentient Knight gameplay acts as an off-season set of content for players to deal with, appearing on the last day that the open world is available. To put it simply, players can obtain a raise list knight adversary once per month at the most. Additionally, players can only have one knight hunting them at a time. Ooh, there's a lot here to unpack. Okay. What do you want to start with? The open world or the Lich-esque system?
I think it's more than just an open world.
Is it?
Yes, because it says this will help to keep the world fresh and interesting. One day, a certain zone may be ash and volcanic ice, and another day it'll be freezing with a violent blizzard. And then it does mention that there is the town section because they're repeating. Yeah, DU would totally do that. Just repurpose the town system with the open world attached to it again. Just put that in somewhere. But they still have I think it still has a node-based solar system, but it'll change each time with randomized missions order, mission types. That's what it's saying.
But it says the sentient homeworld of Tau. And
Yeah.
granted, I understand that.
Yeah,
Tau
just
is
imagine
supposed
Earth. Just imagine the way Earth is now.
Okay,
There's
fair.
nodes and then there's the open world.
Okay, fair.
Yeah. I'm with you though. Tau is a solar system, but it's yeah.
Yep. So. I think the big thing I want to tackle is actually the sentient knight system. First off, I don't want to ever refer to the sentience as anything that the naming convention I never want to see exist somewhere else. So just call them the sentient raise lists or something like that.
I like Knight. Knight was kind of a cool term.
But the problem with Knight is that it's just it's
Lich Sister and Knight. I think it works fine.
You would be happy with the sentient knights.
Yeah.
even though we've got the
It-
battle list, the conquer
only.
list, the
Yeah,
Vomber
no, no, no,
list,
no, no. Yeah, exactly, yeah, yeah. Because you don't,
list.
because just like you have Hellions, Lancers, Bombards.
But unless there's a naming convention somewhere in like the English language that or just on Earth that I do not know what is a Roper low list is that name somewhere else
What's a Bombard?
like a bombardier?
It's not a Bombardier, it's a Bombard. What's a Roper list? Well, what's a Roper list? I don't know. It's like a Roper. It's like a list. What do you want? They're just names, man. There's
No,
not
but
some sort of
I don't.
secret naming system to Warframe.
Yes, there fucking is.
No, there isn't.
When they turn around and say like, "Oh, it's the Snipertron," and then they're like, "Yeah, you're never naming anything ever again, Scott." You know.
Yeah, exactly. There ain't no thing. Hang on, let's have a look. So, what have we got? Where are we? Where are we? Right. Aerialist, Battlelist, Brachiochist, Coralist, Conculist, Mimic, Oculist, Ortholist, Summerlist, Symbolist, Vomvalist. Coralist, Vomvalist, and then the amalgams, the ships. Right. What are sentient ships called? Grix, Lonks, Murix, Splintrix. What are the bosses called? Terrorist, Gauntlist, Hydralist, Roperlist, Condrix, Orphix. There's what?
Okay, I'll grant it. Mimic in there is just like okay.
Mimic breaks the convention. There you go. Yeah.
Mimic does break the convention. I just don't
Yeah.
want.
It doesn't have a cert. It's just called Mimics. They're just literally called Mimics. There's no second name for them.
Fine. Okay, fine, whatever.
Mimic swim again.
Okay. I do not like the idea that you can only have one night a month.
I do. That's fine.
Really?
Yeah, because people play too much already, and you don't want people to spam this new thing.
But there are people complaining that after weeks not having all the bits for the Kuva and the Kuva Liches and the Sisters of Parvos.
I take this as a win.
So you okay? How many weapons are you going to give away?
What for this?
Yeah,
I don't know the amount that their sisters +3.
okay. So how many sister weapons are there, Loz?
I don't know.
Do you want to Google that first?
Not enough. They should have added more.
How many do you have, Loz?
Like 3.
Okay. This is where like Loz comes back. It's like, oh yeah, there's 72. It needs to be 75.
Tenant weapons. There's 5.
Not the melee. Not the melee.
Not the melee. Certain ranged tenant weapons are unique to sisters and are not based on existing usable corpse weapons. There's 8.
This is 8. So you want 11. So you want to take a year at least?
Nope.
What do you mean no?
Nope, because there'll be other ways to obtain the weapons later on as you progress through the attacking cow thing.
But there isn't for for the sisters or the
Yep.
What do you mean? Yep.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not. I'm trying to come up with. I'm trying to improve the system. I'm trying to make it a little bit different. So yeah, the first, let's say 3 months. Yeah, you're only going to be able to get 1 weapon a month. So and it's random what you get. People can win all they want.
Okay. So let's say we've got 11 weapons, right?
Yep.
And for the first 3 months, you can only get 1 weapon a month. Then what's the alternative? Talk me through your thinky.
Well, after 3 months of only able to get 1 weapon a month, you can then get 2 weapons a month, and you can pick one of them by doing the other side, the other half of the month thing.
What? The other half of the month thing?
Yeah, the non-sentient. There's half the month when you're not in the Tau system, and you've got this sentient knight that's chased you back from Tau to kill, and the other half of the month you've got to fight on Tau. And for
So-
the first 3 months, I'm locking it behind. You just get to do the one Sentient Knight. Then after 3 months, you can get 2 weapons a month, and you can literally pick which weapon you want on the Sentient side because you literally, I don't know, you find the forge
Okay.
in the lore.
So once a month you can get one from the forge, and once a month you can get one from the knight.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, and you can pick the one from the forge
You could just pick,
and the element.
you could just pick
Yep.
whatever one it is from the forge.
Yep. And from a business point of view, the reason I'm doing this is so the first 3 months is what I'd expect the primary time period for this piece of content before the next piece of content's coming in through the design pipeline. So I want to restrict people on that, and then afterwards, because there'll be other pieces of content, I'm going to add in a feature, which is the forge thing, and you get the other weapon a month, and you can pick it to reduce the amount of grind for people who want to find the specific weapon who are lucky the first 3 months. That's with my business hat on, and I don't like business. Business is stupid. But that's the kind of thing they should do.
So are you taking away the random stats on the sentient weapons?
Nope, the ones you get from the forge will start at 0, but there'll be a different method of leveling them up.
Starting from 0.
Well, not what I mean 0. In my mind, 0, like the lowest of the possible values.
Okay.
But the ones you get from the knight will be minimum 50% the way up to 100, even on the first 3 months. So there's always a reason to still do your knight, because you'll get a good amount from doing that.
Do we know what the range is?
No, I don't know. I don't, and I'm not gonna like work out like how many things and iterations or how long would it take you to level the thing. I don't want to have just from fusing. I'd add another system because you're only getting maximum 2 weapons per month. But yeah, so
I think players would lose their shit over this.
it's variable, but you can adjust it. But I yeah, I think it's fine.
I think it would be better.
How about
I got one for you. No. Here's my answer. Here's my counter. Here's my counter. Right, my counter. When you kill the knight, you get a resource.
Yeah, I was about to say the same thing.
And you can use the resource in the forge.
How about from month 1, so you can start building towards whichever weapon you want from the start. Yeah.
Yeah. And it may be a case of that, you're limited to which weapons you can get initially, and then it slowly expands out.
More resource. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's a better way. I still think one a month. Players are not going to be happy with that. I think it's like
I want players to not be happy.
Why?
That there's far too much entitlement in the game at the moment. It really just needs. They need to literally just punch the entitlement in the face. It really annoys me that people are saying like Archon shards. It's like literally there is nothing to do. Like even these weapons, what you use them on. It's like there's nothing for you to use or acquire the extra power that Archon shards give you. There's no need to get 5 Talforge shards apart from just people want it, and so they're whinging because I haven't been able to get 5 yet. So I feel it's really bad because I can only get like 2 a week. I only almost a chance to do it, and that makes me feel bad because I can't just put more effort at it, and I'm locked behind this cooldown thing. It's like, but why?
How long are you expecting it to take to kill the? How long would you like it to take to kill the sentient knight?
Excuse me. Same as literal system.
2.5 hours.
Yeah, it's fine.
So you could do 1 2.5 hour fight.
Yep.
A month.
Yep. You're completely wrong on it because you're thinking, oh yeah, I better make this half a month be like 10 hours of gameplay. People will lose their shit over that. Don't dwell on this. But you think it's important. Oh, I've got to fill the content. Look at the way DE did this with the bloody second sortie. You were like, oh yeah, I need it to be like something that lasts through the week. No, they just went, no, screw that. We're going to give you 3 bloody missions you can do in about an hour. People aren't going to want for their monthly content or even weekly content to take 5 hours.
But this
They're
isn't
going to
weekly
laugh at you.
content.
They're going to
This isn't weekly
scream.
content.
They're going to
This is
scream it took too
monthly
long.
content.
Yeah, they're going to scream if it takes more than 2
Right?
hours.
This is monthly content.
They're
That's
going
going
to
to take.
scream bloody Mary if it takes more than 2 hours to do. And there'll be lines of like, oh, but I can only play once every 7 days, and I can only do it then. How can I play this content? You have a month to do it. Let's even say you get a month to do it because it can still, you can, before the next night appears, you can still do it in the evening thing. Like, oh no, I just can't find the time to do 5 hours of this thing. But how much time to play Warframe in total? Oh, over 5 hours. Then just do it over time. No, I can't do it in one sitting. Therefore, I just can't do it. People will whinge about that. It takes too long. Oh my god, I have to do this every time.
Do you agree with me that
Oh, I think I'd like if it did, but I'm just saying what people
so
will
so why not oh screw that, like, you know, they got 1 a month, they can have it, they can take 11 hours to do it.
Yeah, totally, I'm with you. That'd be
Yeah.
cool. I would want to say yes to that, but I know that people would.
Well,
I'm with you.
You already
I think it'd be
you've already
badass.
said screw the players. Like,
I know, but I know that they'll try and destroy the game.
well, they're going to try and destroy the game anyway.
The caves and makes it take 32 minutes, and you just have to push one button, and then wait 32 minutes,
and then press another button.
Yep. Oh, whoa, now.
Sorry, the same button again.
Yep. There we go. That's better.
Okay. Right.
Right. The thing I want to suggest to the idea I'd like to see it. The sentient night thing separate. I think people are pretty used to how sisters and liches work. I say just do sentient knights like sisters and liches. Just the same thing. No limitation on month or whatever. That would be better.
Mm-hmm.
The way I would like to see then is that the reason why they've added the sentient knight thing and that limitation is because they're trying to give like on-off content to the tower attacking thing, and I don't like that. I can't remember what the Isle is. Is the Isle of Carbonites in WoW?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I
in
think
TBC.
the way they should do the Tau solar system, I think I've always said that in the past, is that it should be a 6-month long event where you're slowly attacking, making beachheads, and it's week on week, slowly working on. It's small progress and small little tiny snippets. Maybe you get a news update every week and it becomes a 6-month event. And it's like, okay. And then once you've conquered the solar system, maybe it even closes off, it changes to whatever. And then for people who want to replay it, there's a thing in the simulacrum in Samaris's sanctuary where he's like, Tenno, this historic thing, we will repeat this once every 6 months. It just goes on a repeating thing if you want to experience the content, maybe work your way through it. So that, a bit like, what's it called? What's that game we played? It's really fun. It's like Space Marines in space with a universe that keeps resetting.
Oh, Helldivers.
Helldivers, loved Helldivers. So many good ideas there, just not fully realized. But the way that keeps repeating the solar system. So Samaris basically runs it on repeat every 6 months, but the first time was the first one. Obviously, you don't know that Samaris it's just going to be put on Samaris as an endless repeating.
So just to check with you,
Yep.
so we're talking about making over the course of 6 months beachheads across the Tau SETI system. Yes?
Well, the whole cycle of conquering the solar system takes 6 months.
Okay, fine. So
it's like an operation, but instead of being 2 weeks long, it's 6 months.
Yeah. Okay, I'm 100% on board for that. And I assume that we're over the course of days or weeks or whatever. We are taking over specific nodes on specific planets within the Tau SETI system.
We're doing every type of game mode and thing that they can invent for Warframe in this 6 month period.
Okay, cool. And what is the aim of Samaris? Like, so basically, would Samaris have like, oh, this is my copy of the Tau SETI system, preserved at this pivotal moment in time where
I know the sanctuary exists to preserve all knowledge. You must be prepared for the fights ahead. So this is a scenario for you to practice and learn from those who came before.
Okay, so
preserve for all eternity.
So would it have all the community elements of
Yep, I would even give it a
expansion?
scoreboard each month. Each cycle. For each part. There'd be like little scoreboards for each week. And then each cycle in the Samaris thing would have would still be running the scoreboards.
I'd be interested to know how the players actually handle that, because my envisioning is players would stop engaging with it quite like maybe after the first or even the second run
Yep.
of it, because
But there'd be special cosmetics for if on the first one's the more important one, the first run of it. That would be actually really
why
hard.
didn't you lead with that special
What?
cosmetics?
Well, I've got to invent as we go, man. It's like 1:40 in the
Okay.
morning. I'm a bit slow right now. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Xeno, my brain.
Okay.
There'd be like sets of special cosmetics come out, and the first time through, the first thing would be the actual official one, and there'd be multiple tiers to unlocks and things. And then the latest Naberus ones would do like recolors and things. And maybe if DE's ever bored, it's like, okay, we've got a new person, make us a new armor set or something. You know, that could go in as it's like seasons for Diablo, but you don't reset.
Do you know
No
what
resetting.
You know what I love?
I know you hate Diablo seasons, but that's because it's stupid and resets everything. We're not going to have that section because that's stupid. What?
I would love to see cosmetic skins. So there's a whole line of skins for the different warframes. Like,
yeah, cool.
I'd be 100% down for that. Yeah, do that.
And see, this is why it would be a way of adding a piece of content to the game, make it be really amazing the first time through, but then making it simply as a piece of engaging content that in the future that's repurposed and reused.
Mm-hmm.
Coming to Warframe, by the way, in about 5 years' time.
Yeah, no, I'm 100% down for that.
Yeah, and the reason why I want to choose the invasion of the Tau solar system is because it's really a pivotal, cool part of the thing. It makes sense why Solaris would save it, and because it's on a whole kind of solar system scale, you can do large things with the mission types, with the tile sets, with the things you can have it warp and change and things, and you can have it play out differently or whatever. You know, it could be made into this amazing repeating 6-month cycle of Warframe. That, as you say, can have evergreen. It's an evergreen piece of content because it's going to have different wards each time. Maybe sometimes they can even have modifiers that play in because Samaris wants to change up the simulation to see what would have happened if the sentients attacked more or whatever. And it can be more engaging to players. That sometimes, yeah, DE just gives out a few weapon skins. And other times, like an entire set of skins for Warframes is available. It's like, you know, and see what entices players to do it every 6 months. And then it doesn't need. Just needs tweaking, you know. All the bells and whistles are there, and DE just does right. Once we set lever A to 5, lever B to 7, and we throw in 2 skins.
Yeah,
you know, and then next time they can just tweak the levers again.
I do think they have to be mindful of needing to potentially rip the system out if it turns into another trial system. No trial system. So if it's a case of maintaining the game becomes too difficult.
Yeah. No, I do agree with you, but that's why, like I say, it seems it's not a specific mission, and it's like doing missions in the Tau system. The actual doing of the player could be bounced and twisted and changed. Like, if a game mode was important on the first run when it first happened, but we've had to drop that game mode because we're not supporting it anymore, you can just drop it from the simulation thing.
Fair. Yeah, I'm totally down for that. Okay.
There we go. I built a better one.
You built a better one. Right, should we go
built
to
a better
the
one.
boys?
Yep. The Feralist is certainly good, an excellent, greater than Eidolon response units to have in the field, if slightly more complex and difficult. But that Zordalist, I love the uniqueness you've implanted into this tall brute. Neither bullet sponge nor pushover. To say nothing of its flip the battlefield completely on its head capabilities. Superb job on that Tiki Titan of Terror.
I feel we're missing something.
I feel we're missing things, missing things. I don't see that. Oh, there's stuff about fishing and things. Quills. Bounties, elite bounties. Sentient Knight Nemesis system. Elite bounties coming soon. This was made in 2019 or 2018. Elite sentient foot soldiers? No.
Loz is like
enemies. What was it called?
Zordalist.
Titan class sentience. Fragment class sentience. No. Automaton classed. No. Carrier class? No. Field bosses. Swordalist. Hurrah! A tool powerful sentient originally designed as a mobile hacking platform for sentient assaults on Cephalon data vaults. Their pole arms could take out entire legions of DAX soldiers with a single swing. Their ability to connect and generate datascapes make them extremely powerful at turning tides of battle in mere minutes. Zordlists intended to be field bosses encountered during high intensity combat or high level bounty missions. Zordlists are vulnerable to all damage. However, when charging some of the attacks, the center of their halo will begin to glow. Oh, they got like a big halo circle head thing. Striking the center with a void beam or amp will cause the Zordlist to take damage equal to 10% health, as well as leave it open for attacks for 5 seconds. Zordlists have extensive attack move list. Zordlists can sweep the ground in front of them. Cone, heavy slash base damage. Can jab, can sweep, can charge. Zordlists can use their key limb that resembles an energy blade. Oh yeah, that one. Okay. To tear open a portal to a confined datascape. The Zordlist will quickly slash the air, opening a large rift. Rift-like portals cause all Tenno and large rays to gravitate in. The portal can be prematurely closed at any time by any Tenno sucked in will be released if the Zordless Halo is struck by void due to energy rounds. If all 4 squad members are stuck in the datascape, they must fight the Zordless inside the datascape, which appears as a small digital arena. While in the datascape, the Zordless summon Aerodalists to help attack. The Zordless will regenerate health over time. In order to stop the Zordless from healing and to escape the datascape, players must attack its Halo like normal, causing Zordless 25 its maximum health, transporting all 5 enemies back to the thing, and leaving Zordless open attack for 8 seconds. What? It's just a thing you shoot in the head.
Shoot it in the head, Loz.
You just shoot in the head, and occasionally it'll try and do what a Void Angel does and make you go into another realm.
Loz, shoot it in
I
the
mean, I'm
head.
loving the other realm stuff. We totally didn't talk about that from like, I don't know, 10 years
5 years
ago,
ago.
almost 5 years ago, probably. But then just basically the angels do that. Fucking hell. But I don't see this being that amazing. Maybe it was more amazing in 2019.
Well, I mean, angels didn't exist.
It's really big, and its head, the head area you shoot, is bigger than a warframe based on the diagram.
Fair. Shoot it in the head, Loz.
You shoot in the head, and it
Shoot it in
loses
the head.
percentage by head. You can have to shoot in the head 20 times, and you have to wait for it to attack, and then you can shoot in the head.
Loz, shoot it in the head.
By the way, you can shoot in the head.
Shoot it in the head, Loz.
By the way, shoot in the head.
Gotta shoot
Okay,
in the
well,
head.
enough of that.
Torso shots won't do. Gotta shoot it in the head.
I remember reading your concept a while back. I thought it was quite interesting. Although, if it is an event/operation, it wouldn't quite be a reliable way of getting to Tau. I still think your idea is phenomenal, and seeing a greater sentient threat on the planes would be fun as heck. Yeah, we're getting none of that.
I kind of feel that it's important that we don't have complete access to Tau. We need to bounce back from it, kind of thing.
Well, that's why my thing would be like it's a 6-month thing, and then the story of Tau is complete, resolved, whatever, and you can move on from it, because it will make it then be a big event and actually feel like a war, feel like something massive that the game actually was always leading to, because it's called Warframe, and then the war could end.
Yeah.
And then depending on how well, the first time is the most important one. The EU would decide on like outcome goals of what would happen based on, you know, if people did events at certain times, would have like Mass Effect style effects on the ending. You know, and you could tell from the first few weeks of the event if people are trying so hard, make it harder. And the point is, make it so that it's really hard to get some of the goals some weeks.
Yeah. And
you can put a meter saying, just let people know we're really going to ramp up the goal for the next week because people are doing so well at this. Like, let people know that. I remember the Arid Fear event. This annoyed me so much, where Scott was saying like, "Oh yeah, it's going to have multiple tiers, and it's going to be really hard for people to finish this." It was a 2-week. It was a 1-week event or 2-week event.
No, I think it was 1 week and it was finished days early.
It was finished by the Sunday.
Yeah.
It came out on the Friday. Was finished by the Sunday. It was supposed to be a week-long event, and they didn't think we'd finish them all the tiers to it. And everyone finished it by the Sunday. It was finished by the Sunday. Like, keep putting more tiers in.
And anyone that was planning on coming in to do it later on.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, if you're like, I'm busy this weekend, but I'll have Monday to Friday to do it. No, you miss out.
Yeah.
I remember how panicked we were on that. Yeah, we were quite panicked that Sunday night.
I didn't do it.
You missed out. Yeah, I think you trying. I think you were trying to get the goal.
So basically, there was a group of people that to do it, and someone that we no longer have any affiliation with was complaining so hard that that they were going to miss out. So I opted to sit it out, and yeah, that they so that they can get
you
the opportunity.
sacrifice yourselves so that they could finish their score. Yeah. Within the time limit because it was coming out because it wasn't even a time limit.
Yeah.
We had minutes because we could only do like one more run because the
Yep.
amount of players doing it. We're going to finish it within the next run.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but still, put in. I don't get what I love those operations. It's like we'll just keep putting more tiers in.
Yeah.
Like,
It needs to just be dynamic. It just needs
yeah,
to be not self-aware, but like, it needs to be
If
flexible.
it puts a goal, it says you've got to do 5,000 runs to finish this mission, and it's already set that as soon as people finish it, put in new tier, double the amount.
No, it should be based on the average rate. So like if we say you need to do 5,000 and we're hoping that the 5,000 will take 3 days, right? This is just but they managed to do it in 1 day. Well, then whatever the next number, say it's 10,000 to double it. Well, you actually triple it. You triple the 10,000, so it's 30,000 because you still want it to be the expected time, be it 6 days.
I'm a bit dubious. I think you need a little bit more than that because I feel that can be gamed.
Yeah, it can, but you just don't tell the players.
Yeah, but they're clever. People can work these things out.
Not on. Well, maybe for a 6-month event. You're right. I was thinking for if it was like
for a one-off thing, maybe, but yeah. But make it that there's tiers and just keep having more tiers and make it make a decision. Right, okay, they've done this many tiers for that. Which events they do go on? Okay, what effects they have on the end story, and then they have the 6-month story, and then after that, when it's stuck in Samaris, play with it to your heart's content. Do what you want. Maybe okay, this is an easy season. We're not going to care. Maybe like right next season we're going to make it harder. Just do it. It's like just play around. It's not as important then. But at least then people might go, oh yeah, let's. I remember in the early days there was a whole like mentality of like bringing your clan together to help do the goal, and there was between clans like, oh, we've all got to work on this goal. What are we going to work on?
Oh, Shoutout.
Just because it was there, because the game had the option for it to be there, and so people want to organize. Now the game is so afraid to give clans anything to do.
Yeah,
so annoying. Anyway. Last one. Granted, I do kind of want a scythe designed for a sentient weapon, as well as a field boss / assassin that drops it. Kind of like how used to use hate. That has a pulse per se.
cool.
Field assassin that drops it that has a pulse per se.
Excellent.
Yep. All the scythes for you. You get scythes. We give you the sentient scythe.
Right. Well, I'm not gonna lie. It is
almost 2 a.m. Let's move on. Right, that was a cool concept. I made about one.
Yeah, Loz made all the better
I know I'm
ones.
being mean, but it's just tired.
Right, so we're gonna move on to the graphs. So we have 8 graphs. So graph number 1. How do you feel about the 10 wave defenses that appears very frequently in Archon sorties? 13% said positive.
Correction on the very frequently, because Xeno has proved wrong that it's not always defense.
It is very frequent.
I know, but before you were saying it was always defense.
I left that question very. I read out the fucking topic title. Fuck you, Nazeth. You're fucking confusing laws. Anyway, so.
But anyway, the key point there is that and I agree with people here. It's very annoying. Yeah, I don't like it.
It's too much.
It's too much.
So 13% said positive. 13%
it's just boring as well. You just cheese it.
Negative. Yep. No,
just cheese it.
Right. Let's move on to the second one. Would you like to have shorter missions, but more of them for Archon sorties, e.g. 6 missions, but they are no longer than 5 minutes each? 90% said no, 25% said yes. Sorry, oh god. 25% said they didn't care, and 56% said yes. Yeah.
Cool.
Right. The third one is, how do you feel about Xeno's idea of to seamlessly transition the waves in a defense until the 5th wave, instead of always having to find the stragglers? 19% said neutral and 81% said positive. Yeah.
Yes, I'm totally with you on this as well. Actually, thinking about it over time. Yep.
Cool. The fourth one is, prior to the second topic discussion, did you know what the 4-digit numbers meant in recruiting chat? 27% said yes, and 73% said no.
Yeah,
I wonder if all those yeses are actually console based. I want to have a very brief look. So that is
casting wizardry right now.
Nope. One of them was a PC player. The rest of them were console. Yeah. So yeah. Okay. Close. Right. Let's go back to the graphs. That was the fourth one. So the fifth one is, have you played with anyone across platforms? 6% said not that I'm aware of. 31% said no, and 63% said yes. I'm in the yes.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. You can't miss that Xbox icon.
I love it. That's great.
I
much prefer it than the stupid WoW one with server crossing with a bloody asterisk at the end.
My hope is that the PC one just says Master Race above it. Yeah,
No, it's a little character with wings and a halo.
Yeah. Right. So that was was that 5? I think 6. Yep. How do you feel about the Ruba Kitsune themed Warframe concept? 27% said negative, 33% said neutral, and 40% said positive. Then we have number 7. Would you like to see another Warframe like Loki? 13% said that they didn't care, 20% said no, and 67% said yes. Yeah. And then last but not least, the dumb question. How would you improve Ruba? So I need to quickly get the poll up because the responses are so goddamn long. Right. So 6% said when you equip Ruba, you seamlessly transition from playing Warframe to League of Legends. 6% said no matter what your original what you originally set your character operator/drifter to look like, whenever you change whenever you change to them while having Ruba equipped, they look like Naruto. Right? 25% said D should do a collaboration with Pokemon and add a limitation that you can only equip Ruba. Sorry, it's stupid. After you give a Vulpix a Firestone. Right? And then last but not least, 50% needs to have 69 tails. Nice. Have you muted? I think you might have unplugged your cable. Can't hear you.
No.
There we go.
No.
Yeah, there you go. Right. Cool.
Back.
So that is it for the graphs. And what is it time for now? It is time for the supporter questions.
Yep. So do you want to push? Is it 7? I always forget.
I don't know. Which one did you put on?
7. It was 7. It's always the same. It's always the same. Right.
I know.
Where's it's called gone? There we are. Cool. Got it. Right. So Zrugal says, as you can see the font there. Oh. Before we start the supporter question, I can't even think of a thing for this. Before the questions, I'm going to ask everyone to make sure you're subscribed to the channel, like the video, and share it if you can. It really helps. The font is labeled Cranky. My God, it is as well. It's got like little swords and wheels and Omega. Okay. Zrugal asks, how badly do we need a Kubro animation where it drags its butt across the floor?
100%.
Yep. It'd be hilarious. Just around the whole set.
Yep.
Ghost, no sign Ghost Nazareth. To keep the Zrugal theme, Xeno, do you ever worry that one day you'll have a literal stroke trying to read these fonts?
No, because I don't read the fonts.
There we go. Also asks, since domestic drones can run all over the drifter camp and people have dozens, if not hundreds of them,
your microphone's gone weird.
Oh,
yeah, it's
probably
because you
I'm
were
over
talking
here.
at an angle. Yeah.
So I was scratching my I think it was insects bitten my ankle, so it's just really annoying me. Since domestic drones can run all over the drifter camp and people have dozens, if not hundreds of them, should all our unused pets be roaming around there as well while dragging their butts across the ground?
Yes.
There we go. Orla Twombly says, in the great discussions of the forums, people are back on the topic of updating the modding system. Do you find it ironic that they keep touting the line, specialization breeds limitation, without realizing that it's literally what DE stated when they intended the current former system to entail? Specialization breeds limitation.
I don't understand that.
Specialization breeds limitation. It's literally what DE stated when they intended the current former system to entail.
How does specialization breed
Well, I assume that's
limitation?
saying that like the mod system pigeonholes you into several specializations, and then you're limited because you crit builds you can't do status. Oh my god, this means the whole modding system needs to be replaced. But the whole modding system's goal is to allow you to do whatever you want. If you want to have warm coat, then you can have a warm coat build.
Yeah, it's the whole point is to specialize, but this is the dumbest state. No, because you have freedom of choice to take whatever
you want.
Yeah, I mean, like, you just, oh no, I can't install every mod. Oh, sorry. Let me go back to World of Warcraft and equip 13 different. Do you remember the days of League of Legends when I actually equipped 6 pairs of shoes?
Yes. You were so fast.
Oh, I was a dickhead.
But I love these people who do these kind of things. It's like I remember ages ago they did the same thing for like guns, and they were like, oh yeah, but we have guns with like sections on where you could put like suppressors and things like from other games. And like Steve, I think, had to reply in the thread originally. I can't remember. I think he did it in a kind of a meh way at first, and then he had to kind of apologize, I think. And it was just like their whole concept was stupid. You should never addressed it. Well, it's not his fault. He's just trying to. People kept pestering about it. He was like, "Oh yeah, okay, let's have a talk about this." But then they gave us kit guns. Like, what more of a you affect the thing of the weapon that you want? Just because it wasn't exactly the concept this person put forward, it was somebody's better.
In all honesty, a lot of these comments are just like, I don't agree with this thing. Let me repeat it in my words.
Yeah. Now it could be that people could. I sort of put out. I realized the hubris that people could throw that what Xeno just said at me for my thing of the third topic, the concept. That I was like, yeah, it's not good enough. Here's me doing it in my words and thing. But I do think there was merit in it, and it just needed improving. Whereas they are literally like the mod system should be torn out, and this would be better. It's like
with the mod system.
I've never seen a game with the flexibility of the mod system.
Yeah. It's one of the biggest draws to the game.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so weird though, because before there'd be so many games with talent tree systems, and it's just like, oh my god, everyone has to have a fucking talent tree. And now you can't find fucking talent tree systems to save your life. It's like, how many games have proper talent tree systems? Fucking World of Warcraft abandoned them.
Yeah. Now it's literally just normally you just level up and here are your stats, here are your abilities, just choose and use them.
Yeah.
I'm sure, don't be wrong, I'm sure someone's like, actually, here's this really old
Pathfinder,
Western RPG.
Path of Exile.
Yeah, where you can do crazy builds. I think it's like, right. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Path of Exile, exactly. It's like, wow, okay.
Does Final Fantasy 14 still have talent trees?
Final Fantasy 14 never had talent trees.
There you go, never had talent trees. But there you
go. As far as I'm aware.
It's gonna be someone's gonna.
Final Fantasy 14 goes, here is your rotation. You're gonna go do it. That's how this class works.
Next question.
Oh, but what if I want to play this class a different way? Okay. No, go play a different class.
Let's go to the last question.
We're in the process of designing our next frame, and DE are letting the community pick from a list of 10 names. As of writing, more than 28% of the votes putting it first have gone for insert name here, which is based on a loose pronunciation of the Lithuanian goddess of beasts and nature. According to Wikipedia, she is synonymous with Medina, another Slavic goddess, and is described as an unmarried maiden goddess of voluptuous beauty. Given the new frames, impressively rendered dommy-mommy proportions. Is this a good fit as a name, or should we keep looking?
Wolfie McWolframe. Job done. Mic drop.
I think you just knocked it out of the park.
Yeah.
I think right there.
Wolfie.
It's just that's the mic drop moment.
Yeah.
I just don't think anyone can beat you on that.
Nope.
I mean, people will be like, but it isn't some niche representation to some random Slavic traditional goddess from thousands of years ago. And you're like,
But Wolfie McWolframe.
exactly. Yeah. There's no defense.
Mm-hmm.
It is undeniable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Very good. Right. I have to do some trickery.
I'm just going to say, I'm also kind of shocked, though, that Fenrir wasn't even on the list.
Yeah.
Right. Community responses?
Yeah, sure. We'll do some of those. JJ24, the problem with the Kitsune frame, just from last week, is that the stack curse mechanic doesn't work in a squad. She will suffer the same issues as Harrow. People will kill all the enemies before she can do anything. Saren had her spores changed so they would spread on an ally kill. Nidus gains his stacks from ally kills now too, while in his Lava Vortex ability, likely curse mechanic will need a similar assistance.
Fair.
King of Gaming, topic 1. Other games definitely do defense missions that aren't bad, so I don't think it should be removed, but other games make it more interesting with mini bosses, special waves, etc. So I feel it needs more stuff like that. Secondly, it's hard to add more enemies without making it impossible with ranged enemies destroying it. I feel like it either needs a choke point, like a build of enemies must enter before they have a clear shot, Hydron or something like this, or make it so enemies must melee to deal damage for some reason. After that, I agree with more enemies or the entire wave at once. Entire waves would also speed it up.
Yep.
Peter Graver, topic 1. I had the idea of a new version of defense missions, a self-defense hack mission. RNG picks a player each round who has to be defended. Make it so that players has to hack targets while staying alive. Limit the chosen player to abilities and secondary until their round is done. The rounds aren't won by killing, but by player hacking the terminals. If the person chosen to hack dies, you fail. Could use current hacking or add a new version specifically for this. No auto-hacking allowed for sortie variants.
I just don't think there should be auto hacking allowed. Period.
Yeah,
and also the mod for the
Arizon?
Thank you. Should also not work on it as well. So
totally.
Yeah, it's. We came up with something very similar for mobile defense actually.
Yeah, but I like the concept of a player. The goal is not from the killing. The killing is important, and the people who are like, I just play Warframe to kills, like, yeah, you can kill to your heart's content, but the mission is finished by doing that.
I want to solo play it. I want to play it by myself. Why do you hate fun?
Well, for people who play solo, they have the bloody defended NPC, and the NPC can have the worst bloody AI empathing available and works in another space. There we go. That's how I change it for solo players.
There you go. Enjoy.
Right, Nazeth. Wait, I'm not in this episode at all? The Twitter announcement lied to me.
Shit. Yeah, no, I discovered that afterwards.
Hey, Xeno, guess what this week's Archon hunt is? Mobile defense, interception, and the showdown. I knew Loz was right about this, because I'm sure I'd seen one in the past.
Well, Nazeth, shut up.
Ryan Swass says, TIL, what TIL means.
Fair shout.
Strugal says, that was a Grenade Bailiff. Thank you, Strugal. Ha ha ha. Topic 2 made me laugh in a good way. I had never heard of this. Topic 2.
No. The topic 2 was the 4-number code thing. But
okay.
What's the Grenadier Bailiff?
Oh, I was saying about that. I think that was the first defense mission, where they added a NPC rather than the static thing.
Right.
It was the weird Grenadier wearing hockey pads. It was the bailiffs.
Okay.
Oh, got to send the bailiffs. I think that was I think in my mind that was the first example before the whole defend Alad V from the stalk or whatever it is or anything like that. It was the bailiffs. I'm pretty sure, but I might be wrong. But I remember that. If not, if it wasn't first, it was definitely the second one. Anyway, last one is EGS Cross Infinity. Topic 2. As long as time Xbox Tenno, I can firmly say this is specifically an North America, I assume it is, Xbox system that no other platform utilize. The only con that ruffles me from this system is that when a new Prime release happens, the chat turns into a bunch of CI/Soviet government signal centers attempting to awake sleeper agents with all the numbers flying around. Obligatory Black Ops meme.
Oh, can you just imagine that in Warframe? All these sleeper cells just wake up and like,
And you just look at the chat and it's just full of numbers. It's like, I see, they're trying to send codes to each other.
Yep, clearly.
And apparently this is backed up by Tovi Kovanen, who is I think it was a PlayStation player.
Yep.
They've never heard of this system. They've never seen it either. So yeah, it's clearly just an Xbox thing. Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
That's crazy. I know Tucker Wins also on Twitch said that they didn't know what it was. Right. Okay. So it's time to move on to what do we do now? I'm lost. I'm confused. I mean, we got the memes.
No. We haven't just got memes, have we?
What have we got, Loz?
We've got double memes.
I kind of wish I actually quickly edited the thing so it said double memes, but too late now.
We never think of these things until 5 years later. No. Anyway, so yes, I've got double memes for everyone because I think I did. And this is actually the double memes this week are from, I went, let's have a look at the top memes ever on the r/memeframe subreddit. So these are the top 12 memes. There was a GIF which I had to remove because we can't do GIFs, and there's 2 videos. So I'll show you, you've got 2 secret memes of the week. So if you check in the description video, all of the memes I'm about to show you are linked down there. Please check them out on the r/memeframe subreddit. We didn't make them. And there's 2 videos, which are in the top 12 or 12-ish sort of thing region. And yeah, so let's go through this quickly. So number 12 with Doot, which is pretty topical for the time of year, as we have our spooky, scary skeleton. POV, you are a Grenier Marine, and Zaku uses their 4th on you. I think we may have had some of these years ago, but it's great to see them again. So yeah, moving on to number 11. Every syndicate in a nutshell. Criminal defectors, corpus but toned down, militant botanists, the truth will prevail, the edgelords, and a sentient GameCube.
Yep.
Down to number 10. So, oh, by the way, these are going up in votes.
This is.
Oh, it's the one that's broken still. So yeah, so we're starting with the 12th highest voted, and we're moving up towards the most highest voted meme on the meme frame subreddit. I did set it to ever, so that's what we got at the moment. It just says former Prime in the corner, and we've got a former blueprint and a former blueprint.
Fair.
Number 9. It's just something else. Player base. The game. And in the corner there is trade chat.
Yep.
Moving on to number 8. Time to mindlessly bullet jump around. When you log into Warframe, excited to do something, then immediately forget what it was.
Yep.
Number 7. It's true. Me, when I see an Argon crystal, knowing damn well that I won't use it.
Fair.
Hoggers. I think we're down to 6. Top 6. Oh god, this was Lamau. Florida man dirts his hands with peanut butter and then punches neighbors allergic to nuts. Primed fever strike.
What the fuck? Fair.
Moving on to 5. Octavia in a nutshell. A Grenier soldier watching a rolling Bluetooth speaker vaporize his brother, then seeing some robot chick teabag the air and disappear. It's good, isn't it?
It's fucking brilliant.
It's broken Xeno. He's looking at that.
With the facial reactions. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Next one. What one are we on?
We got 4 left, so
Okay.
we're on number 9. Good enough. Me fashioning my warframes. Me fashioning my weapons.
Yep, I remember that one.
Number 3. Oh, so we're on what are we on now? Top 3. Yeah.
Yep.
Top 3rd. The words that speak fear to both Grenier and Tenno alike. Are you doing an exterminate mission? No. Would you like to? Oh, Lotus, never change.
Yep.
Number 2. As a Destiny and Warframe player, watching Destiny players complain about grinding is hilarious. Destiny players. God, this season is another buggy mess. Bungie, fix your game. Warframe players. The next update will be a buggy mess. We know.
And then number 1.
And the number 1. Oh, what the fuck? The Master Rank 2 player watching a teenager come out of my Warframe.
Oh, that is brilliant.
Yep. And that is the top rated meme with 5,001 upvotes. I'm pretty sure. Let me check I got this right. All time. Yes. The top one is actually a video, which is in the which is the secret meme. So do check that out. There's 2 of them, which are in the top 12-ish highly voted ones. There's one GIF I didn't include, which is the cat. It's just a cat dancing meme. Oh yeah, okay, right. So that is it for the memes of the week. There we go. Double memes to celebrate our how many years?
9.
Last week, 9 years. 9 years of Warframe. Wow.
Yep.
Oh, sorry, 9 years. Is that 9 years at 10 o'clock? Sorry.
Yeah.
9 years. 9 years.
Yeah.
Why are we doing this?
Do you want to quit?
Okay, you quit first.
Oh.
Right. Anyway, that is it for the memes of this week. However, Xeno has some really cool, badass community shoutouts for us to look at.
I got 9 of them.
Oh, lovely. Right, let me just. Sorry, I just need to fix all my memes. Copy and paste. So, what we got for what you bring me?
Okay, so first, community shout out. We have Auden Karras Prex card by Andrew Jane and Andrew. Did I spell that wrong? Yeah. So
yeah, Andrew Jane.
Yeah.
Organ Karras Noggles when.
Yep.
Annie V Ivy.
Yep. So we got Auden.
What is this? What is this? Is this a Intelligence game?
No. Auden Karras is the original embodiment of Ordis. Right. This is what Ordis looked like before he had the Kuva.
Do you see that modeling game?
No. It's described in his the memories. If you break them all, you know how you can like scan the pictures and things.
What? So it looks like this is how the description describes it. This sort of thing.
Very similar, but like it's down to interpretation because it is literally just a verbal description of him. So yeah, Auden Karras.
Okay.
Who actually successfully assassinated Ballas, but he got better. So moving on to the second community shout out, we have Mirage Prime by Narabon.
That's just awesome.
Yep, it is pretty.
And as always, it's a JoJo reference.
Well, everything's a JoJo reference.
What isn't?
What isn't? Now that you finally understand JoJo.
I hate it so much.
He says. The third community shout out is Day 21 Angel by Paimoa.
Yeah, there's some, like, you can look at this and you can, this lovely art. You can evoke so much imagery. Do we think we'll ever figure out what the angels, what the hell that's about, or is it just be like, it's cool bad guys? They look weird. You kill them. Moving on.
Cake.
And it's cake. Yep.
Cake. The fourth community shout out is new Archon design based on Grendel by Delart Sweet.
What animal is it?
The frog. Is that
frogs don't have horns?
It's snakes also don't have horns halfway through their body.
Yeah,
right. What's called wolves don't have what's called 6 limbs. Right?
Not wolves that you know.
No. Well, this is a frog you don't know. So there you go.
Got you. There
you go. Sorry, I'm mesmerized by it. The fifth community shout out is Operator Tulia for the Naberus season by Tenno Tulia, who used to be Little Fernanda. They changed their Twitter name.
Cool.
Right.
Sorry, it says tagline is here's the little pumpkin head for Tulia for the Naberus season.
Yep. The 6th community shout out is 4 wisps went to do their own costumes by Jorial. So
with Halloween approaching, 4 wisps went to do their own costumes: a Grenier, Slasher, a Corpus, Mad Scientist, an Infested Alien, an Orokin, Mariachi.
Yep.
Come on, Wisp Coven.
Yep.
Why does the Infested Alien, Ancient Alien, have a sailor uniform on?
They all do. Have you not noticed? That's the running theme of.
I know that's the running theme, but the Mariachi band is wearing a Mariachi uniform. The Mad Scientist doesn't. I can't see the sailor uniform, and neither can I for the Slasher one. But yeah, okay,
right.
Moving on.
The 7th community shout out is another sentient OC by Very Salty Tenno and Fuzz. So this is supposed to
Takes form and mind control sentient sapient beings. Good boy, not sus. Just your friendly Corpus buddy. Mantis like close combat sentient unit fan made. Yep. That's cool. Don't worry. D will find a reason why it doesn't have plot, and then it's just the tool of some weird people who also don't have plot who wear face masks for fun.
And plot.
Yeah.
They wear plot for fun.
They wear plot for fun. No,
they
it's
don't
their plot.
Use
they
it,
have
no.
They don't invade areas and like try and expand their reach. No, they just do it for plot. Stand in the corner.
The 8th community shout out is Harrow Prime by
Best Helm. Best Helm.
Yeah, Best Helm.
Best Helm.
And then last but not least, the 9th community shout out is an operator commission by Sprinker.
That's cool. See, this is where I wouldn't actually mind if they made more operator clothes, which are proper, just clothes. This is where it should be, not on Warframes like Mesa's jacket, like on the operators. Like I can imagine the operators doing that. It's like, okay, I've been stuck in a tube for all these years. No, not I'm cold. Just I want to expand. What I want to wear. I want to wear this today. I want to wear that today. I want to spark. Identify myself as a person rather than not just a thing wearing a metal suit.
Also, I'm cold. So I'm just gonna.
Also, I'm cold. So
yeah.
I'm gonna wear a robo arm.
It's cold outside. There's no kind of atmosphere.
Cold outside.
Right. And that is it for the community shoutouts, and that's it for this week's episode. Yep. So again, theorizing that there's going to be a dev stream this week, and we'll see what happens. Any guesses on when we're going to get Deviri?
End of November, early to mid December. I think that's just the easy one.
Okay. Yeah. I
know it's pretty well reached. There's not many options left, but. No, do you know what? I'm gonna shrink it down a bit. I'm gonna go pick a date. I'm gonna go with pick a Wednesday.
Yeah.
I'm gonna guess the 11th of December.
11th of December is a Sunday, Loz.
That's January. I've just scrolled. It's late. So the 14th feels too late. I'm gonna go with the 7th.
I'm gonna go with the 7th as well.
Yep.
Yeah. I think 14th is I think they would want that because I assume they're going to shut down the following week. So I think, the 7th, and then they go the week after for bug fixing. Yeah.
Yep.
There we go. Well, that's
just to get all the game breaking bugs that clearly will happen out of the way, and then they can fix the rest in January when they get back.
Yeah. Well, that's it for this week's episode of 10 o'clock. Thank you very much, everyone, for listening, and we will see you for next week. Say goodbye, Loz.
Night, everyone. Night. Well, I'm saying night because I'm so sleepy. Bye, everyone. We'll see you in a few weeks. Next week. No, a week, and then a few weeks.
Next week.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.